the show. Hello, bonjour, everyone. How are you, David? I'm so glad you're here with me.
It's a pleasure, Giselle. Very nice to see you, and a real pleasure to be at this platform to talk about our beautiful islands, the Seychelles.
Oh, that is going to be a gorgeous morning. So, bom dia a todos. Buenos dias. As you know, David, we are going to try to have this event in 3 languages. So everything is going to be in English. And in the chat, we are going to have the girls translating the main idea for the ones that don't get everything into Portuguese and into Spanish. So we are in the region today.
No Creole, Giselle?
Not yet. But maybe for next year, we should work on the Creole as well, right?
Absolutely. We must have some Creole lessons for our friends in South America, and get them to start learning Creole, because we want a lot of them to come and visit our islands.
I know. That is one thing about the pandemic that really made me upset. Well, in addition to everything else, is the fact that I could not go to Seychelles twice this year as I used to go the previous year. So I'm missing the islands very, very much. But I guess I will be able to catch up with some of the news, since we have, David, we have 15 local partners with us, joining us today, which is fantastic.
Wonderful.
We have Anantara, Avani, Coco Charter, Crioli Travel Service, Constance Filha, Constance Lemuria, Fregat Islands, Four Seasons Resorts, Hilton's, the 3 of them are here, De La Brits, North Home, and Doubletree, Mesos Travel, Summer Rain Tours, Six Sense, and Raffles. Wow.
This is wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah. And we are going, as you know, you being one of the panels, we are going to have 4 panels, and we are going to try to cover the diversity of the destination in 4 panels, and they are safe leisure. I know everybody wants to know about Seychelles, but what Seychelles is doing to handle the pandemic, right? To be ready for our guests. We are going to have romantic getaway. You cannot take romance out of Seychelles, right, David?
Absolutely not.
Definitely not. Conscious luxury and the exclusive island. So you'll be very, very nice. We also have to make sure that people knows that we are going to have the panels going on, but the chat rooms, every partner has a chat room, and they will be there available to answer questions, to send more information, and so on. But before we start, David, and start with the first panel that you're going to be the moderator, I want to put you on the spot and ask you to share one story that you shared a few times that I was with you, and that I think it's a very nice way to illustrate the heart, the soul of Seychelles, right? We are all talking about nature, about sustainability. We are in a country that it's, fulfilled with nature. So Brazilians do understand. But I always said that when I go to Seychelles, I get another sense of nature, another sense of preservation, another sense of protection, another sense of sustainability. And I never know how to explain why I sense that, why I feel that, but it's everywhere in Seychelles, this nature that hugs you in a way that it's just brilliant. And I think there's a story that you always share with us, like when we are talking, like that when you're little. Tell us a little bit about this, how nature is important for Seychellois.
Yeah, it is actually our strength, Giselle. But before I get on to that, when you say that you miss Seychelles a lot, I think you know also when you go to the Seychelles and talking to people, and then you say, I'm from Brazil, and how excited people are because South Americans are very well liked in Seychelles. Brazilian as well, Pelé, all the big soccer names. We are a very small archipelago, but a very soccer crazy destination as well. I remember my parents waking me up when I was 6, 7, 8 years old at 2 in the morning to watch Brazil wherever they were playing in Japan or wherever. And so we have this strong affiliation and sense of friendship with South America as well. But to go to the conservation topic, this is the strength of Seychelles. This is our strength. Seychelles today is a destination where a visitor can be as close to nature in today's world as possible. Nature abounds everywhere in the Seychelles, on land and at sea. When we first started tourism about 40 years ago, the government decided to endorse tourism, and they look around and said, what are we going to identify Seychelles with? What is going to be our forte? What are we going to concentrate on? And then we realized that we have this natural beauty. We're so blessed to have these stunning beaches that are voted every year by Condé Nast amongst the world's most beautiful beaches, and a lot of unique attractions. Then they said, oh, well, let us preserve nature. Let us protect and preserve all the ecosystem and the biodiversity that Seychelles has on land and at sea. And they started protecting all the forest and the trees and plants and turtles, dolphins, and so on. Now, this is very special. When I was a young boy growing up on Prale Island, we used to eat turtle then. You know, the green turtle from the sea. It was part of our culture. It was part of our meal, and actually, it was a delicacy. Whenever a fisherman go out at sea, bring in a turtle, he would blow his horn, and people come to the beach and bring some beers, and we had a feast, and they think it was aphrodisiac, and more so from the great interest that came out of it. Then the government said, no, we need to protect and preserve the turtle, dolphin, and everything, and they put some very strict laws. Giselle, if there was an election the following week, the government would have lost because the people were so upset about it. You know, you're taking away part of our culture. But they started teaching at school the importance of conservation so that the children can start learning. I'm talking about 2 generations ago now. And today it is a success story. Seychelles is all over the world as a destination.
And it's a great example of leadership. It's a great example of a community working together to protect what they have to offer.
What is most interesting now? It is not a story; it's a fact. If you go on a beach in the Seychelles any day of the week, the turtles are coming on the beach amongst the tourists and the local to lay their egg, as if they know that they are protected. So it's a success story all along, and the Seychelles people have very much embraced this. And today, Seychelles is very often used by UNWTO as the success story of a small island state in conservation. We are very, very proud of that.
That is fantastic, and I'm so glad and so honored to work with you guys and see that it's really true what you defend, what you believe. So thank you so much, and I'm sure, David, you have so many stories to share with all our local partners that are here today. What I'm going to ask is for people that are joining us, please say your name, say from where you are coming from, say hello, and please engage yourself, ask questions that we are going to try to answer as many as possible. So let's go and move on with the panels. Have a really good morning, David. I will be here in the backstage watching you and commenting as well. So the show, it's yours, and I guess you can start inviting our local partners.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Hello, Agnes.
Hi.
Hi, good
Nice
morning.
to you guys.
Hello, Rui, and welcome, welcome. We have Eric to come. Natalia is here. Hello, Natalia.
Hello.
I mean,
Wonderful. Hello, Eric.
hello, how are you?
Very well,
How is
thank you.
Seychelles?
A very good afternoon to everybody, to all our participants, and good morning as well to good evening to wherever you are in the world. It's a great pleasure to talk to you about beautiful islands of the Seychelles today. And with me, I've got 4 wonderful panelists who's going to talk to you about Seychelles being a leisure destination for your clients. And I'm sure that it's going to be a very, very interesting interaction with them. It's an opportunity for you to learn as much as possible about Seychelles during this time of COVID, where Seychelles is considered as a COVID-safe destination. We have done a lot of work and put a lot of efforts in place, and I think we are very confident and very pleased and happy to say that Seychelles is a COVID-safe destination and ready to accept all your visitors. Very briefly, with me on this platform, I have Eric from Creole Travel Services. Eric will be talking to you later. And I have Agnes as well from Coco Charter, Rui from Eden Bleu Hotel in the Seychelles, and Natalia from Hilton Seychelles with 3 resorts in the Seychelles. Wonderful. We will get going. I'll get going with start with Eric being a leading DMC, a ground services provider in the Seychelles. Eric, what can you tell us about Creole Travel Services, your DMC, being one of the leading tour operator in Seychelles? What do you offer, and especially at this time in Seychelles? Over to you.
Okay, good afternoon or good morning to you all where you are in the world. I'm in Brazil, so for us it's afternoon. So yeah, Creole Travel Services is one of the leading DMC in the Seychelles. Our head office is in my island, the main island of the Seychelles. We also have offices on Pralin and La Digue Island. Quite important because Seychelles is an island hopping destination, so it's good to have presence of staff, and your clients can rely on someone on the different island if they travel in between the island during their stay. Our services, we offer assistance during the stay of the clients on the destination, at the airport, at the jetty, different places in the Seychelles. We have accommodation also that we do offer. So we sell from guest houses to 5-star resorts on most of the island. We have 130 hotels that we have in our portfolio today. We also sell cruises like Coco Charter or others on the island. It's a very good way also to discover the island. We have more and more clients doing combination of cruises and hotels. And the hotels that are present on the platform are also very good hotels that we sell on a yearly basis. We have good relation with them. And we also have activities that we offer to our clients during their stay on the main islands, but also going to other islands. So we have our own boats, our own fleet of boats, of vehicle, from coach transfer to private car and luxury cars that we can offer to the guests. Activities, we have lots of activities in Seychelles. It's not only a beach destination, it's also a destination where clients can discover. It's very nature. As Seychelles, we have the Granitic Island and the Coral Island. So on the Granitic Island, there's many things to do, especially on Mahé, which is the biggest island. You can do a nature trail. You can go and visit the capital, Victoria, one of the smallest in the world, but it's very, very small, but there's a lot to discover. You have the Hindu temple, you have the market, which is very lively. You have the museum. You have very soon the presidential palace, which is called State House, will get back on track and will be open for tourists. So it's one of the historical places of the destination, and it used to be open for tourists and was closed for a while, but very soon it's going to be open, and it's history of Seychelles that is there. So we had a lot of tourists before interested by this visit.
Wonderful.
On Mahé, you have also mission.
Eric,
yep.
If I may, Eric, whilst you are on this point, I was actually going to ask you, do you offer cultural tours in the Seychelles? Because a lot of visitors nowadays are looking for culture. That's one thing. And secondly, as well, I know for a fact that Creole Travel Services offer a great variety of services, such as cruise ships as well, and you've handled private yachts also. Tell us a little bit more about this specialty of your company.
Cruise ship, yeah, we do. We work with, now with the COVID, it has stopped, but when they will come back, but before the COVID, we work with cruise ship like Crystal Cruises, which is a very high-end cruise ship. We also work with Ponant, also a high-end, more French market, but Crystal is very American, and I'm sure in Brazil they know the brand. We also work with Costa and others, coming either on 7 nights tour of the island, like Ponant and Crystal Cruises are doing. So the clients have the opportunity to discover island that you don't really get to go to, like Aldabra in the south of our archipelago. Aldabra is a UNESCO site. It's about 1,000 kilometers south of Mahé. So with this kind of cruise ship, you can go and discover this island. But all those, there are also company locally also that offers these tours to this island. You need few days to go there, but it's really amazing places. In terms of also, we have a MICE department. So when I was in Brazil in early this year, we discussed about that with some partners. It's true it's far from Brazil, but it can be a good combination with Dubai. Dubai being a busy city, and Seychelles more like 3 nights as MICE. It's also possible with top CEOs or top executive of companies. Seychelles is a good extension for them, maybe with their wife and so on. We have the activities, the evenings that we can do for them on the island.
Wonderful, Eric. We'll come back to you shortly. We'll have time to talk about the cultural tours, which you haven't touched on yet. I'll move on now to Natalia to tell us about the beautiful resorts of Hilton in the Seychelles. Natalia, please tell us all about it.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. So today I'm going to speak about Hilton Seychelles properties and about safe travel to Seychelles. So I represent Hilton Seychelles. We have 3 hotels at Seychelles, 2 5-star and 1 4-star hotel. So 5-star hotels are Hilton Northholm and Hilton La Brise, and 4-star DoubleTree by Hilton Alamanda. First of all, I would like to say about Hilton Clean Stay program. So this is the worldwide program of cleanliness and safety. It was launched in June 2020, and this program is working everywhere at every single hotel in the world, at Hilton Resorts and Hilton brands, and of course at Hilton Seychelles. So we created this program in collaboration with Dettol and Lysol companies. We also have consultations with international clinics to follow international standards and to elevate processes of disinfection and cleanliness. So the goal of this program is to provide guests and tourists with assurance and peace of mind when they stay at any of Hilton properties and when they travel abroad, because nowadays it's really very, very important. So this initiative creates a focus on cleanliness of areas, visible areas, where tourists are going at the hotel, guest rooms, restaurants, fitness, or other public areas. Hilton Clean Stay program was developed to meet customer expectations during this COVID period. And we've done a lot of researches, and we do understand that this question is very, very critical in tourism industry everywhere in the world, and especially at Seychelles. So the main highlights of this Clean Stay program is we are working on, we are disinfecting 10 high-touch places in the room, frequently touched places. So it's light switches, doors, door handles, TV remotes, etc. We removed all paper amenities in room, and we have changed them to a cell phone application with information about the hotel. So they don't need to touch anything that is printed about the hotel. We are focusing on fitness center because it's definitely the place which needs to be very, very clean during this period. And of course, we cleaning and cleaning again and increasing the frequency of cleaning all of public areas. And of course, we are teaching our staff and doing a lot of trainings because staff health, team member health is very important, and we are teaching our team members how to be safe during this period. So at the end, when families with kids are traveling to Seychelles and staying at Hilton properties, they can be sure that it's completely safe. So if we talk about, yes, you have a question.
Wonderful, Natalia. I just want to come in there, and as I mentioned earlier, talking about conservation, Seychelles, and you're very fortunate to have one of your resorts which fall in line with the Seychelles conservation policy. You have 3 resorts in Seychelles, and the Hilton La Brise actually is on Silhouette Island, which is on what we call one island, one resort concept.
Yes.
Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
Yes, sure. So Hilton La Brise is situated on Silhouette Island. Silhouette is the 3rd biggest island at Seychelles, and Hilton La Brise is the only one property, the only one resort on this island. And I would say 99% of the island is virgin, and it's natural park, natural reserve. And the island itself is surrounded by marine park, the coral reef, which we are trying to protect. So on the island itself, we are working a lot of on sustainability. We are having our own botanical garden, and we are trying to plant as much as we can and use all of these vegetables, fruits and greens at our restaurants. So we are producing our own water from Mont Duban. This is a mountain, and we are taking this mountain spring water and clean it and making it sparkling and non-sparkling, and provide with complimentary water throughout the stay, complimentary at villas, at all restaurants, and anytime guests can go and refill the bottle anytime. So we are trying to reduce the amount of plastic and always ask guests and tourists to not take any drinks in plastic bottles, because we are providing a lot of water during the stay and they don't need to bring any plastic. As well, we are trying to reduce any plastic things on the island. Of course, we are arranging a lot of cleaning on the islands, and we are cleaning our beach, and we are going to the other sides of the islands, and we are doing beach cleaning. Every single month, almost entire team of the hotel early in the morning with sunrise goes to the beach, and we are cleaning these beaches. We are having a lot of hiking trails, and we are taking our guests, tourists, for the hikes, so they can see the endemic nature of Seychelles, which we are trying to protect.
Natalia, wonderful. This is all very, very interesting. We'll come back to you afterwards. And ladies and gentlemen, the Seychelles, when we speak about the Seychelles, we speak about islands. It's an archipelago of 115 islands. The accommodation that we've been talking about has been mainly accommodation and land, but you can also spend your holiday at sea. And Agnes from Coco Charter is going to tell you all about it, how you can sail the beautiful islands of the Seychelles. Over to you, Agnes, please.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah?
Yes, we can.
Yes, hi. So yes, as you already said, Seychelles contain about 115 islands, and which around 45 of them are inner islands. So actually, let me tell you first, the catamaran cruise is a great option to discover Seychelles because, you know, it's the best way to see everything and the most beautiful places and the places that some places are accessible only from the water. So this is the main point. And I just want to mention quick about the safety also. Our company has our own ozonator, so we have disinfected yachts, so we also provide with safety. But also what's very important today is that they also provide a social distance. So this is very important to mention. And so, you know, when you choose catamaran, you can go wherever you want, and you don't have this pressure of you know, just to be like you have this ready programs and itineraries when you have excursions. So when you choose catamaran, you can choose where you want to go. So especially when we talk about you know, the virgin places on the Seychelles, which are also outer islands, and for the people that are going to Seychelles not the first time and they're searching for some other experience and other places to see, catamaran is great and the cruise is great because, you know, you can go much further than only staying in the distance of inner islands. So but for those who are coming to Seychelles first time or the second time, we offer to stay mainly in the inner island area, and you know, like Mahe, Prale, and Ladik are the main islands. So we would recommend to people to see this first. So it's hard to, well, we have already itineraries, of course, and I will be more than happy to share with you. But itinerary really depends on you. So what you want to do, on the way you want to spend the time. So first, we want you to tell us what way you like to spend your holidays. So maybe you like to just be relaxed and you want to do snorkeling and enjoy beaches. Then we're gonna make itinerary that is actually great for you. If you are seeking to do amazing fishing, for example, so we're going to choose the skipper that is experienced with the fishing, and he will take you to the best areas. And I know that the skippers don't like to really share actually the places because they keep it, you know, a secret, and they have this in their pockets. So
and yes, am I right in saying that if I come as a couple, that I can take my own yacht and sail away by myself? Not
exactly,
necessarily.
yes. We do. We are a charter company with a base on Mahe in Eden Islands, and we do charters. We can take a bareboat. So if you have experience on the catamaran and you have alliances, you can take a yacht, and actually you're free to go anywhere. But actually, with alliances, if you sail without skipper, you can go only up to 60 nautical miles, which is actually the inner island area. So you're free to go everywhere in the islands. But also, if you don't have licenses and you just have family, you just want to discover each island, we give you skipper. It's also possible to take a cruise. So not only islands, but you can also discover the cuisine, the Creole cuisine, and you know, this tastes, local specialities. So it all comes together, and especially, you know, when you go to Seychelles, it's lovely to experience everything, and also the culture and also the cuisine, of course. So yes, it's possible. So you just take a yacht, and you know, we actually mostly concentrate on what the people want to do and what places they want to see. You know, Seychelles offer a lot of places, like Eric already said something about what you can do on Maha Island. So you know, you can also go to Cruise Island with this turtle sanctuary, and you know, you can go to Ladik. There is no cars, and you can also only discover island by bicycle. You have, you know, all this coco de mer, the famous Seychelles nuts. So,
Thank you very much, Agnes, and I'm sure there's a lot of interest there. I'm sure there's a lot of keen sailors in South America listening to you attentively. We'll have time to talk to you briefly before we end, and I'll now move on to Rui, who comes from also, we were talking about yachts and boats and so on. It's a hotel actually that is surrounded by yachts and villas, and also close proximity to the airport as well, and Victoria, and the little town of Victoria. It's a very interesting location and a very beautiful hotel as well. Rui will tell us all about it. Thank you, Rui.
Yes, good morning, David. Bom dia a todos os que estão aí desse lado que falam português, Brasil, bom dia. Sorry, David, I was just saying hello to the Brazilians out there. Eden Blue Hotel. So, yes, our main key point is certainly location. We are located at Eden Island, only 5 kilometers from the airport. We are the closest hotel to the airport. Also, only 5 kilometers away from Victoria as well. So, also one of the closest hotels to Victoria. And location is definitely one of our main strengths. We are not your typical resort in Seychelles, as you know. We are a unique concept that mixes business with leisure. Due to our conference facilities, we are actually for a few years in a row now being considered the leading conference hotel in Seychelles, and as well of one of the most digital advanced ones. So we are the kind of hotel that is perfect for the island hopping tourists, and for the more adventurous tourists. Why? Because of the location itself, of course, because you can just go from here to Victoria, which is very close, get a jetty, go to another island, or to the airport, also very close. We are situated at Eden Island as well, which is the most cosmopolitan place in Seychelles. We are situated right in front of the Eden Island Marina, the international marina. So we are also interconnected with the shopping center, where you can find all the utilities that you might need, from a supermarket to clinic to a few companies that charter boats, like for example the Agnes from Coco Charter, which is right next door here to me. So if you are also looking for that kind of tourism, it's the ideal place to come. Eden Blue Hotel, as I said, being one of the very technological hotel regarding to safety. We started on a very early stage, before even the guidelines from the MOH came out, to take the first steps, like social distancing, marking on the floor, the sanitizers. But then we went a little further. As you can see in our promotional video, for example, we now don't have paper menus. Also, everything that was in paper in the rooms was removed. Everything is connected to your TV in the room, your menu for room service, everything. On the restaurant, we created QR codes, so you don't actually need a menu. Before, it was already in an iPad. Now it's no longer an iPad, it's a QR code that you can just use your smartphone. It will read it to you and get you the menu. So we are trying to be as safe as possible. And as safety comes, we are inserted at Eden Island. As you know, is also a very exclusive place, and most of the establishments next door, restaurants, bar, everyone has been certified, as we have been certified by the Ministry of Health. So yes, we can guarantee a stay safe and a pleasant stay in Seychelles.
If I may mention as well, Rui, I think the great plus of Eden Island is Eden Blue is your location, because
Yes,
your visitors can virtually walk 10 minutes to the little town of Victoria, can walk
yes.
to the harbor, it's 5 minutes to the airport, so it's a fantastic location.
Like I said, it's our main strength is the location.
Yes.
We are the closest hotel to the airport and the closest one to Victoria as well. And we are situated right in front of the international marina. So yes, of course.
And you're not far from the community as well, for people who wants to
Very close to the
go to the
community. We are separated by a 50-meter bridge. So, as you know, if you see our promotional video for the ones that are watching, if you click on our promotional video, you will see the concept of the Eden Island itself, where it's located, and where the hotel itself stands. But yes, location is one of the main strengths for us, of course.
Yes, and I remember I used to attend quite a few conferences as well at your
Yes.
hotel. You do have conference facilities.
Yes, like I said, we have the biggest conference rooms in Seychelles, and yes, so we've been considered, like I said, for a few years in a row now, the leading conference hotel in Seychelles. That's why I say we are not your typical resort. We are a unique concept that mixes leisure with business as well, due to the facilities we have for the conferences, events that can go from weddings to international conferences to everything else. Our meeting room can take to 300 people, theater style. However, nowadays we have to, of course, respect the social distancing, so it will be a little less.
But
Yeah.
really, you consider yourself safe at
Yes,
the
of course. We've been uh, certified by the MOH. We have all the requirements that were needed in place. It's very important for us to keep the guests safe, but as well as the staff. So also the staff has to take temperature checks every day, as the guests have to do. There's a monitoring every day for temperature for the guests. There's a log for this information that is sent every day to the MOH for contact tracing. And we are trying to go a little further on this safe part with the QR codes for the menus, everything in the room being on your TV, not in paper. And also we are trying to minimize the interaction between staff and the guests
yes, yeah.
to a minimum as possible. So we are actually looking into the possibility of an online check-in, so but not yet working, but we are looking into it. As of course safety is nowadays one of the major goals, and we are working towards it. Just although we already been certified, we are trying to take measures to keep the guests even safer and the
Rui,
staff as well, of
thank you
course.
very much. We'll come back to you. This is all very interesting.
Thank
I
you,
must
David.
say, talking from a Seychelles Tourism Board perspective, this is something we get a lot of feedbacks actually from consumers who actually approve by the way that we are doing things in Seychelles, all the certification, the seriousness that we have behind it, the fact that we are not in a hurry in telling visitors to come. Only when we were ready, we opened up the destination, convinced that the destination is safe. And I think it has proven itself. Seychelles has opened up since August, and we have not had any negative case with regards to visitors who has been to the Seychelles. I think this confirms by itself. Eric, I'll move on to you now. I was thinking after talking to you that there is something rather important which you introduced in Seychelles recently. It's your online booking system, which you didn't talk to us about it. Please tell us.
No, yeah, and I'll go back to your cultural also tours. We are the only DMC in the Seychelles that offers a B2B platform where the agent can make booking with live availability. So all the rates are uploaded on our side, all the information, the pictures and so on, and you have live availability. So you can book a hotel even when our office is closed or when Seychelles is on a public holiday during the weekend, especially with the time difference. So you have the availability online, so you can make the booking for the hotels, you can make the booking for the transfers and the activities that we offer in the Seychelles. So today we are the only one. We also have connectivity with some partners. Some are based in Europe, but I'm sure some of you might use, some platform, because we receive booking via this platform via our XML connectivity from Brazil, not only directly from the agent, but also on we have connectivity with some people that have offices in South America. And to go back to the cultural tours, it's true when people look at Seychelles, they always think Seychelles is beach, but we have visits that can be done. We have, I mentioned, the presidential palace, which will be open back soon for visits. We have a museum in town, in Victoria. There's a new one that just opened a couple of months ago. So these are part of tours in Victoria. The Hindu temple, the cathedral, and so on, which has history. The history of Seychelles. Seychelles is a young nation. This year is 250 years of the first settlers. So it's a young nation, and but we have our young history that is very interesting, because people came to Seychelles from all over the world, from Europe, from India, from Africa, from Asia and other places. So it's a great melting pot of culture, of people, even religion. We live in peace. We respect any religion, any colors, any mindset that people have. So it's great as a destination, and you feel it when you come here as a tourist, that it's really a peaceful destination, especially with what's happening in the world at the moment.
Absolutely. And I will add to that as well, Eric, to tell our participants who are listening that Seychelles is a visa-free destination.
Also,
we do not have any visa for any nations of the world. And where there are no cyclones in the Seychelles, there are no hurricanes, and we have beautiful climate, 24 to 25 degrees centigrade. It's summer all year round, and there's nothing poisonous. There are no poisonous snakes or tigers or leopards. We have a lot of coconut trees and nice people. Even the coconuts, when they fall, they do not fall on people. That's how safe it is. So, Eric, please.
Yellow fever also, we don't need, I know in Brazil, I've been to Amazonia, I had to do the yellow fever vaccine, but here it's also free from any, like you said, any disease. You don't have, yellow fevers and so on. You don't need, except if you fly to Africa before. But if you come from Dubai and so on, even in terms of vaccine, you don't need anything.
Absolutely. This is a good point. Before I move on to Natalia, just to explain to everybody that to go to the Seychelles at the moment, to travel to Seychelles, it's a very easy process. We have a website where you can go and monitor every 2 weeks. It is updated, and there you can see the list of countries who can enter Seychelles. There is a category 1 country, category 2 countries, and they each have their protocols. The category 1, you need a PCR test 72 hours before traveling, and then you have to apply. There is a link, you apply for your travel application. And once this is done, you organize a travel insurance with your ticket, and then you're gone. And we were ready to welcome you in the Seychelles. And you can move about with a mask and take the necessary precautions. but it's a very, very safe environment on the ground. As the panelists are telling you, we've taken every extra precaution to make sure that you'll have a very, very safe environment. Natalia, if you can please tell us with regards to the Hilton properties. They are all beautiful. You've got the DoubleTree, spoke about La Brise and Norfolk. And what's so special about your resorts in Seychelles to tell the South American to come to you?
Yes, I would love to say about this. Well, Eric stole the information that I wanted to tell about disease, vaccinations, and animals, tigers, sharks. But yeah, we all know it's a very safe destination. If we are talking about Hilton properties, 3 of them are completely different. So first hotel, Hilton La Brise, it's a very good option for families with kids, because we are having a lot of programs for families with kids. We have campications, we are preparing villas before arrival. We've launched new villa category this year, which is called Garden Oasis Family Villa with 2 bedrooms and big swimming pool. At Hilton La Brise, we accommodate children until 13 years old completely complimentary, and they're not paying anything if they're staying with parents on same meal plan. And all of our villas can accommodate from 1 to 4, not all, villas can accommodate from 1 to 4 children, depending on the category. But if it's family with 4 children, 4 of them will be staying complimentary in their villas. So we are having kids programs such as kids passports, and we are teaching kids everything about Seychelles and hospitality at Seychelles. So they're all the time, they're busy. And I think many hotels at Seychelles are offering a lot of safe and interesting activations at properties. If we're talking about Hilton Northolm, this hotel is for adults only. So we do not accommodate children at Hilton Northolm. And this hotel is very unique for Seychelles because this is the only one hotel that doesn't accommodate children. And we recommend this hotel for honeymooners and for couples. And it's very calm and tranquil atmosphere there. So you will enjoy the silence all the time, and you will enjoy your beloved one at this property. And the last hotel is DoubleTree by Hilton Alamanda. This is also very unique property. It's 4-star hotel. It's very small. It's also very calm and tranquil, but we do offer accommodation with children there. And this hotel is trying to offer as many local Creole touches as we can. So we are trying to arrange a lot of local activations at this property. So all tourists that are coming to Hilton, to DoubleTree by Hilton Alamanda, can be sure that they will try everything in Creole cuisine, and they will dance Creole dances in the evening with bonfire on the beach, and they will enjoy these moments because this is amazing property for learning and knowing local culture.
Thank you, Natalia. Thank you very much, Natalia. I guess I'm sure there's more for you to tell us about Coco Charter. For example, do you take families? Do you take children as well on board?
Yes, of course. Actually, catamaran is perfect for families and for children also. We provide with a safety net for those who are afraid a little bit to take children. We have the safety net that we set around, so there is no way that the children can, just something can happen, some accident. So that's the main point. And yes, our yachts are actually designed to provide as much relaxing spaces, and there is also a net that is loved by the children. They spend a lot of time there. We also have a lot of water toys. So we provide a fun for children, well, not only for children. And we have the biggest yacht that we have is Leopard 58, which is also great. There's 5 double cabins, and we also have a water slide on board. It's available to rent, so we can really provide entertainment for children all the time. So yes, it's perfect for families. It's actually perfect for everyone. For couples, we do honeymoons. We can do fishing trips, and we can do for families, friends. So yes, we definitely would recommend for families also. So we can.
A question with regards to sailing. If I am to come to sail to the Seychelles, in the Seychelles, when would be the best time you would tell me to come?
Actually, the Seychelles is to what your destination. There is always the good weather. So it depends. If you are a tourist and you don't really know much about, you don't know much about the water experience, I wouldn't recommend maybe to go summertime because there's lots of winds. So you might, feel the waves. You probably would expect more calm water. And the season is actually the main season is October, November, December, also January, February, and March. So also depends what you want to do. The best time for fishing, for example, and actually I want to say that the Seychelles are amazing destination for fishing. I would recommend October, November, or February, March, and April for fishing. So I would like to also mention here that we more than also inner islands, of course, but we actually start to promote now outer islands, which is great for fishing. We have an experienced skipper that is, regularly going to Amirans. So it's about 20 hours sailing one way, and there is amazing places for fishing. We would like to also say that we also cooperate with a fisherman angler who is from Israel. He's coming a few times every year with us, and he's very experienced. So we're gonna combine this perfect skipper with this angler, and we're gonna organize these fishing cruises. But also, if you want to discover only other places for snorkeling, for diving, outer islands are also amazing for this.
Thank you very much, Agnes. And Rui, tell us a little bit more about Eden Blue. I'm sure there's a lot, some other interesting information you can share with us.
Yes, more about Eden Blue. So if you are the adventurous kind of tourist, that's where you should come. It's Eden Blue because due to location again, you can just rent a car and discover all the island because we will be close to everything. Also, it's again due to its close proximity to the airport, is actually a very convenient hotel if you are going from another island. Due to the flight schedules, mainly they either leave very early or very late. So to spend between the islands and resorts, to spend the first night at Eden Blue or the last night, it's actually very convenient due to the proximity to the airport. And as well as Agnes said, the fishing season, which is starting right now, we also have lots of clients for the fishing season. Why? Because there we go again, location. So it's the ideal place to stay before they go on their fishing trip and when they come back to leave due to the flight schedules and everything else. So Eden Blue has this advantage of its location, and as well, of course, for business clients due to the conference facilities and the proximity to Victoria, where all the main offices are for business, and for leisure, more for the adventure tourist island hopping, of course. And yes, it's very convenient hotel to spend your first night or your last 2 nights in Seychelles.
Thank you, Rui. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, we're coming slowly to the end of our session. I hope that we have been able to enlighten you all about the Seychelles, all the different services and products that are available in Seychelles. And please remember that the partners will be available at the chat rooms to continue the conversation if you wish. So please, you can continue connecting with them to continue the conversation. I just want to thank you all for joining us, and I hope that it's been a productive session for you. If there are any questions or anything which is not clear, you can always continue the conversation with the panelists. And on the same note, I would like to thank Eric and thank Rui and Natalia and Agnes as well. I think it was a wonderful conversation. Thank you, everybody. And we look forward to the next one. Giselle will tell us when.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you. And you too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good morning for everybody. Welcome to the second panel. I'm Rangel Vilas Boas from Sonder. I will be the host from the second round that we will have here, talking about Seychelles on the Seychelles Digital Day. It's a pleasure to be here. I've been once in this paradise, so for me it's just like always an opportunity to coming back and feeling a little bit more about the islands and everything that you can discover and find in Seychelles. So our topic today will be Seychelles as a romantic getaway. So of course, as Giselle says all the time, you can breathe romance in Seychelles. So it's just like always a nice opportunity to talk a little bit more about it and to feel this mood, this romantic mood. So I hope that you guys enjoy this conversation. We will have 3 participants with us. We have here Bertrand and Barbara. So we have a problem with one of our guests. So let's see if the others will join us also. So we'll introduce briefly the 2 guests that we have here right now. And feel free to send us some questions here in the chat. I will be moderating the conversation along all this period. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this time. So let's start introducing a little bit about our guests. Just a second that I will find here my notes. First of them, ladies first, of course, we will present to you guys here right now with us, Barbara Gajoro. Barbara, feel free to correct me if I'm not announcing your surname correctly, right?
No, it's perfect. Gaiotto.
It's perfect. Oh, Gaiotto first. Welcome to our conversation here. Barbara is from Constance Hotels, and he is the head of sales and marketing for Italy and the Americas. So She will introduce to us a little bit about the experience about Seychelles, the hotels, and everything. And with us also, we have here right now Bertrand Mosa. Bertrand, the same. Feel free to correct me if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, right? Bertrand, can you hear me? I don't think that we will have some. He's on mute. I don't think that he's reaching our conversation. Okay, so, and we have here also from Mason's Travel, Hilda Camille. Hilda, the same. Feel free to correct me if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, right?
It's correct.
Okay. Okay, guys, so this is our team that we have today here to speak about romantic getaway in Seychelles. We will start with Bertrand, if he is available and ready. Bertrand, can we start? I think that we have some problems with the headphones. Let's see.
Hello, you can hear me now?
Okay, we are hearing you. Welcome,
hello.
Bertrand.
Hello, everybody.
Great. So we will start with you, okay? I'll give you now 10 minutes to give us your presentation, okay?
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm Bertrand from Avenue Barbaron Seychelles Resort. It's an hotel on Mahé. Thank you for your time. Feel free if you have some question to ask, and I will try to reply to this question. First of all, Seychelles destination is a little paradise. Just for the little story, before I was a travel agent, tour operator in France, in Paris, and I went maybe 2 or 3 times in Seychelles Island, and each time I say, oh, it's fantastic, it's a fantastic island. People are so nice. The forest is beautiful, Indian Ocean is fantastic. Each time when I came back in France, I say, oh, maybe I want to live in Seychelles Island. And after the last time, I left my job, I left my city, I left my country.
I think that we lost him for a bit. He's freezed. Let's wait a little bit if we see if we will return. Okay, I think that we can go with Barbara. Can you follow the conversation now for us and just give your speech?
Yeah, surely, no problem.
Okay, so welcome, and let's start all over again.
Yes. Okay, so welcome to the Seychelles and welcome also to Constance. I am Barbara from Constance, as previously said, and we are a luxury group based in the Indian Ocean, and we have 7 jewels in these beautiful and amazing islands. Surely in Seychelles, we are proud to have 2 enchanting properties, one in the island of Mahé, Constance Ephelia, and the other one is a legendary property, is Constance Lemuria, the first luxury property opened in the Seychelles. So I think that's, as we were talking about before in the other panels, they already mentioned about the nature of the Seychelles and really the unique environment that the Seychelles has. But I want to stress on the fact that after the stress and the excitement of building up a wedding, you guess normally they really like to unwind for 1 or 2 weeks in a very couple-friendly destination. And Seychelles is surely a beautiful and romantic island gateway. The quiet and relaxing atmosphere on Seychelles really helps you feel as you escape together. And I think that when you book Seychelles, you really get the magic of your wedding glass. I think that, what is really important to stress on the Seychelles is that you remember there was also this the Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama. He said that if paradise is somewhere on earth, it's here, and he was surely right. I think that Seychelles really gives you a little taste of untouched paradise, with more than 100 islands to discover. But Seychelles, it's really not really about only the luxury beaches. There are the natural treasures of the Seychelles have really been preserved, and the tropical flora and the native fauna are really unique. And almost, I believe, half of the islands have been declared a protected nature area. So not to talk about the underwater world of the Seychelles, which an amazing set of colors and a collection of ray fish, crustaceans, and sea turtles, which are swimming in these clear crystal waters of the Indian Ocean. It's really a destination that makes picture perfect honeymoon a reality. I would say that on top of these ingredients, which are, of course, this marvelous nature, there is also a very nice weather, so a nice climate. And also what I like the most is about the people in the Seychelles. The people in the Seychelles are really always friendly and welcoming. And I think that there is a kind of laid off feeling whereby you really slow your pace down and you can immerse in this state of bliss in the Seychelles. As Constance, of course, we have everything that the honeymooners may need in order to have a really wonderful honeymoon and stay with us. And I say that we have our wedding designers, but also our guest relation team that are there ready really to let the guests discover in their unique way what the Seychelles has to offer. I think that there is no shortage of romantic adventures to be had on the Seychelles, from couples diving and snorkeling to luxury boat trips, helicopter rides, stargazing activities, and also, of course, couple massages and spa activities. So every day is a new one in this really archipelago. So when they ask me, is the Seychelles really a destination able to offer a fairy tale experience, I would say yes. It's colorful, it's exotic, it's really a combination of everything that can really stand out and can bring to the guests really vivid colors. At Constance in the properties, the guests really have the opportunity to do several activities, starting from really couple activities like having private romance candlelight dinner on the beach, or maybe there is one experience which is unique at Lemuria. So you can have a dinner on the rocks. So it's overlooking the amazing Petit Anskerland, and it's perfect at sunset. Of course, there are also other experiences like special sundowners. The guests can just bask in the sun, they can just lay off in a pool and relax, or go and take a snooze in a very nice hammock, completely surrounded by the nature. And also we can really cater to the different kind of guests, because we have a very extensive range of accommodation. So from junior suites to luxury villas with private pool, butler service. The guests just really have to choose, and then we will look after them and we will try to make their experience really unique. What I like with the Seychelles also is that, there is not only activities which can be done at the hotels, but the guests can also do some adventures outside, on top of taking a boat trip or doing this island hopping. The guests really love to do hiking. There are several. Can you hear me now? I can't hear you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there are several trails which allows the guests to discover their natural wonders and the lush vegetations of the Seychelles. One of those that I like the most is to take this trail, which goes from Anse-Georgette in Prolaine, where Lemuria is located, up to Anse-Lazio. And there is another one, which is, of course, really important, is the one in the UNESCO site of the Vallée de Mai, where guests can discover these big and giant coco de mers. So on top of this kind of activities, we have really an amazing array of activities, depending on the guest, if the guest wants to relax, or if the guest, for instance, for those who are looking for adrenaline. In Constance Ophelia, we can also offer the zip line or the rock climbing activities, which really gives a little bit of more excitement. Or we can add also different kind of activities to discover the nature, like for instance, kayaking in the mangroves. So it's really a day that can really be full of experiences and different things to do. Just to complete all these kind of activities, I would say that our guests normally in the Seychelles, they really love to experience the local cuisine. So the Seychelles cuisine is really very much famous for all the fresh ingredients, and also for the kind of this kind of authentic taste based on the different spices and the combination. It's not only about the fresh fish, but it's also about massive amount of different kind of vegetables and fruits that can be found, which are also, I would say, an inspiration for our bartender, because sometimes it's not only about cocktails, but sometimes they really prepare some really delicious mocktails, which are also, I think, perfect for the couples which are on baby moon on the Seychelles. And maybe the lady will want to have something like something natural, something revitalizing, and she will try one of our amazing mocktails. She can also participate to one of our cocktail or mocktail classes. And for her partner, we can also have an experience which is more for a foodie, like he can discover one of our amazing wines in the wine cellar. At Constance, we are really expert about wines. So in our both cellars at Ophelia and Lemuria, we have more than 20,000 bottles of wines with over 800 references. So we can try to build something, I mean, the person can choose a wine and the guest will orchestrate a dinner just based on the preference of the couple, and we can find a very nice and specific setting. And also what I would like to say is that it's really, the staff is there to assist the guests at any time, and if they have any kind of food craving or any kind of desire, the staff will really try to make their moments and memories really last and really impressful. And just to conclude, in terms of experiences that can be done in the Seychelles, I think that's one which is really connected again to the nature, is to discover and to meet the giant tortoises that are available on our, in the resorts. We have more than 7 in Ophelia and also in Lemuria. But also one nice thing, which I really, I was lucky to have this experience a few times now, and it's to see the baby turtles, so the oxbill turtles, just finding their way into the sea, into the ocean. Consider that, for instance, at Lemuria, we have like every year around 70 or 80 nests of these turtles that comes to lay their eggs. And it's really an experience that our guests love. It's something really unique. And I think that it's something that reconnects ourselves to the nature, which is a bond that we really are rediscovering during these days. Talking about these days, I want to add also another plus of the Seychelles, which is that the Seychelles are really a very safe destination, which I think that honeymooners, but also guests who are willing to go there on a baby moon, they really will be looking for. So this is something that is another plus of the Seychelles. And if you have any query for me, just let me know. There is also my colleague Laura connected on the chat, and we will be very much happy to assist you with any kind of information regarding the properties, or if you have any kind of specific information regarding how to go from one property to another, or how to do island hopping or any other kind of different activities.
Thank you, Barbara, for this nice presentation and nice speech about not only about the hotels, right? It's just like hotel experiences, and in that sense, it's just like Seychelles. There's a lot to offer, right? It's just like it's hard to conclude in 10 minutes. And
I know
and
I know that I'm not really only talking about the Seychelles, I mean, our properties, which of course Constance Ephelia and Constance Lemuria are really by now really well known by our clients and really well known in the different markets. And as Constance, we are a trusted brand. But I think that sometimes it's also something that it's the destination, which is really unique. And as we work as Constance in several destinations like the Maldives, Mauritius, Seychelles, and Madagascar, it's really sometimes difficult to decide which is not really the best, but which is the most unique. But I would really say that Seychelles is really untouched paradise, which it's still really rare to find in several destinations of the world.
It's hard to compare, including. But let's focus on Seychelles experience, because for me, it's just like my top of the list for sure.
Yes.
And I want to know more about it in different perspectives now. So I think that we can now reach Bertrand again. Are you ready now, Bertrand?
Yes, I'm ready. I hope there is no other technical issue.
No problem.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Sorry again for the technical issue. Where I was. Yes, I said yes. I fell in love with Seychelles Island. As Barbara said, it's a fantastic destination. It's like a small paradise. There is not a lot of hotels. So even though all the hotels are full, you can be alone on the beach. It's amazing. I did a lot of destinations in Indian Ocean and over the world, and honestly, Seychelles Island, it's fantastic. So finish of talking about me, I will talk about the hotel. So we are Avani Barbaron Seychelles Resort. We are an hotel on Mai Island on the west coast. It's a sunset coast. What is nice with this hotel is we are on the Barbaron beach, directly on the Barbaron beach. It's a huge beach, and we are the only one hotel on this beach. Meaning it's not a private beach, but almost a private beach. So it's fantastic beach, like white sands, crystal water. It's really amazing and a lot of privacy. So for the hotel itself, we offer a large range of rooms as well. If you like the ocean, we have an ocean view room. If you like more garden, we have the garden room. If you want a beautiful upgrade, you can choose a suite with a jacuzzi and the bathroom. So yes, it's a very beautiful hotel with for all the budget, I want to say. And it's a very romantic and privacy place. We do organize wedding on the beach. We have a wedding planner at the destination, which are looking for all the detail. And we provide everything, photographer and so forth, so forth. We do also a marriage proposal. I remember last year, it was in 2019, we organized a marriage proposal. We spoke to the future groom, and he explained what he liked to do, etc., etc. So we propose and we extend like a horse ride with his future wife. And at the end of this horse ride, we did a walk on the sunset on the beach, and we set up a nice table with canapé, tapas, champagne, and it was a fantastic moment for them. I am still in touch with them. Now they are husband and wife, and I'm still in touch with them. It was a fantastic moment. And even for the staff, we are so happy. As Barbara said, Seychelles are very nice, very friendly, and we are very happy to organize this exceptional moment for them. So yes, of course, we have a lot of honeymoon package. It's a safe destination. It's true. There is no issue. Weather is almost always good. because weather it's like 29 degrees, 30 degrees all the year. There is not a real rain season as you can find in other destinations. So you can enjoy Seychelles Island all the year long, almost all the year long. Avani itself, we provide a lot of Avani moment. We will call that Avani moment, romantic experience. As I said, we can organize horse riding with an outsource. We do cooking lesson. Yes, Barbara said there is a big culture of the food, and it's not only fresh fish, it's true. There is a lot of spice. It's like a mix between Creole and Indian style. It's very unique. So you meet the executive chef in our kitchen, and we organize what he asks you, what you want to eat, fish, meat, what you prefer, and we organize like cooking lesson. And after you can eat your own fish that you cook. It's a cool moment. We organize the same thing with a cocktail lesson and discover the rum of Seychelles, because we do some rum of Seychelles. There is not only Brazilian who do rum. But yes, we do. We have some local rum, and we can show how we do cocktail in the hotel. For the outlet of food, we just opened a very romantic and unique place. The name is The Terrace. It's like a rooftop on the roof of the hotel. It's a panoramic terrace with the view on the beach, ocean, and it's nice because you can enjoy a sunset cocktail, and after go for the dinner. There is like private chef. He proposes you different options, and after you are under the star. It's fantastic experience. I did it, I tested it, and I like it. So you can enjoy it. It's very nice. If you prefer more privacy, we can organize barbecue on the beach, private barbecue on the beach. We also have another outlet. The name is Tamarind. It's nice because just on the beach as well of the property, and it's very nice. There is like under the star. It's very unique moment. We also organize picnic basket. It's nice to discover by yourself Seychelles Island. You meet the concierge. He tell you, okay, this place is good. You want to see waterfall? Go on this place. There is waterfall. You want to be alone on the beach? This beach is very privacy. You want to enjoy hiking? Go on Copolia, and you will do the Copolia trail. So we provide a car, a basket for the picnic, information, and let's go. You discover Seychelles Island. It's very unique experience as well, because it's true. You can do a lot. There is a lot of excursion. It's good to do with our partner, but there is some excursion you can do it by yourself, and it's a good experience. Yes. What to say again? We have a spa. We organize a couple massage, and it's good for romantic moment with your people. What to say again? Yes, you have to enjoy and to test by yourself the experience of Avani, and to test the experience of Seychelles Island, because Seychelles Island, there is multiple of islands, different islands. We at Avani, we are lucky because we are not so far from Victoria, so you can discover the capital, the smallest capital of the world. Yes, the smallest capital of the world, that is a nice market. So you can go with a car or with a bus if you want, because it's a very local way of life. There is a very safety bus. You can go, there is a bus station in front of the hotel. You go 20 minutes, you are at Victoria, you discover by walk Victoria, go to the market, go to the museum, go to the botanic gardens. There is a lot of things to do, but speaking with the Creole people, they are very friendly. And I think it's very good and unique experience. Maybe it's a bit far from Brazil, but it's a very unique experience, and you will go back with memory for the life, I'm sure. Look after me. I never left Seychelles Island, and I never regret my decision to live in Seychelles Island. I was in France, nice, but here, it's fantastic.
It's hard to coming back, right? It's just like a really good choice to do, Bertrand. I imagine just like living in this paradise all day long, during all year, just like calm and relaxed. It's just like it's a nice choice. I think that you did right.
Yeah, I never regretted my decision.
And thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing with us this story that just like how you arrived in Seychelles and how you decided to be here, to be in the islands, just like being part of this movement of inviting more people to travel and to get in touch with Seychelles. This is super nice. So thank you for your participation here. And now we have our third guest, that is Hilda. Hilda, welcome. Hilda is from Mason's Travel. And before we started, Hilda, I have a question for you. Is Roberto still working with you here? There in Seychelles?
Okay. Now, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So yes, Roberto is still working with us.
Send my message to him, just like to say hello from Brazil.
I'll tell him for sure. So I'll just start off as Hola from Seychelles. My name is Hilda. I take care of the South American market. And as Mason's Travel, you know, we are one of the pillars in tourism. For almost 45 years now, we have been in the business. And as Mason's Travel, we do offer quite a range of services. So basically, we are your one-stop shop for all your clients' requirements, you would say, starting from the ground handling, land transfers, onwards to all types of excursions, booking of accommodations, etc. Okay, but for sure, like on this topic that we are now, weddings. So we are, of course, can cater for all the planning services of the weddings in Seychelles. I know my other colleagues have started off by, of course, providing more information on Seychelles itself, but I'll just add on a little bit more, whereby, you know, like Seychelles, we are an abundance of locations to the most memorable moment of the special day. So as we all know, all in one, we can do the weddings, honeymoons, baby moons, marriage proposals as well first. But then the weddings can be done, of course, on the female islands of Mahé, Praslin, La Digue, as well as the island resorts in general. And more precisely, like on the beach, in the garden, in a forest, on the mountain tops or heritage sites, or for helicopter pads for hotels that may have this, even on boats or catamarans. As Mason's Travel, we own one of the largest fleets, so we have our own catamarans. So of course, the weddings can be done on board our catamarans for sure. And then also at any restaurant or that can be catered privately, but of course, depending on the client's requirements. So we have the advantage of booking like a wedding in, well, with the destination management company like Mason's Travel. So is that we have a dedicated person to handle all the requirements of the guests. So in terms of the know-how of everything that we do, so the clients can, of course, upon arrival, be met by our representatives, whereby our team will assist them with all the things that they would be doing during their wedding time here. So of course we have a dedicated representative with them. And then of course it comes down with on the wedding day itself, the clients will get to choose the flowers that can be organized, if they want to have a guitarist with them, or if they want to have a beautician. So all these can be organized to have the clients, of course, a memorable day. So, and then depending on where the clients are staying to, like, I missed to mention something about if doing a marriage proposal, you know, like I would suggest maybe an helicopter would be a nice feature for that, okay? And then also, of course, we can cater like not only, like I mentioned earlier, the wedding on the beach. Of course, it can be on the beach of other places on the islands, not at the hotel itself. Okay, so we can provide the transfer for that. So of course, it's going to be free to organize it with the guest itself. And then also, if a client wants to get married, let's say the traditional way, like in a church, so this can also be organized by us. So of course, it depends on Catholic, Anglican, or the mosque or Hindu temple, depending on the client's faith. So in terms of the wedding requirements here in Seychelles, we relatively have very few paperwork involved. So that's going to be quite fast for all the clients that wishes to get married. So all the legal requirements are made on behalf of the clients by us, and then we arrange for the marriage certificate at the end to be handed over to the clients before departure. So this can include like the birth certificate, a copy of the passport for the guests, then a form to be filled in by the civil officer, and of course all the documents needs to be in English or French. But of course, if a client like divorces or they are widowed, so additional requirements will be required from them. Lastly, that we have the COVID-19 pandemic now. So there are actually very strict conditions in place in order to organize the weddings. To start off, I would say the guests should be wearing the mask at all times during their ceremony. Physical distancing that should be maintained at all times between the clients and the wedding organizers too. And the greetings are to be made with no handshakes. So namaste to be done. And then also all parties involved are to just to ensure proper sanitization. As before we have the COVID, now everything has changed, I would say. And lastly, what I would recommend also is that the clients bring their own pen. So this could be a good initiative. Like, of course, you'll have a memory of your pen that you signed with on this special day. And I guess that's it from me. I have Samantha in the chat room. So for any questions on Mason's travel, please feel free to contact Samantha and she will assist you further in there. Thank you.
Thank you, Hilda, for describing for us this nice experiences. It's just like it's nice to know that we have some creativity involved here. Just like, okay, we can have some different kind of weddings in different parts of the islands, just like in a helicopter or different adventures. This is super cool. This is super chill. Yes. Well, guys, now we have some questions here for you. The first of them is for Bertrand. They are asking us here about the rooftop at your venue. So can you describe a little bit more for us about your rooftop in Avani?
Yes, of course, I can describe more. It's a new outlet. It's a new venue. If you want, it's just at the top of the bar on the roof. It's a restaurant, but it's a bar as well. So during the day and for the sunset, we organize like a bar. It's open for our guests, but for the outside guests as well. Sometimes we have guests from other hotels because we have good relationship between each hotel. And if they want to change the kind of food, of kind of venue, they can send us, and we send as well our guests to the other hotel. So it's very nice to enjoy the sunset because you are just in front of the sunset, you are just in front of the beach, you have the white sands beach just in front of you. If there is rain, because sometimes there is rain, we have a retractable roof, so you can enjoy as well. And after, when sunset is done, we change it as a restaurant. We just take like a 10 table, so it's very privacy space, very couple and romantic space because it's just table of two. We have one master table, but it's more for friends and so forth, so forth. So it's very romantic. And chef after meets the guest, we have like make grill, and they do grill cook. He asks if you prefer fish or if you prefer meat, if you have some allergy, sometimes there is. And he prepares the food just in front of the guest, and the guest can enjoy and see the light. The light is fantastic because there is a sunset, but after the color just in front of the ocean change, you go through orange, and after it's more purple, and after it's dark, and the star arrive, and it's so romantic. It's amazing. You have to live it. I try to make it live, but you have to live it honestly, because it's amazing experience.
Words cannot express precisely the experience itself, right? It's really different. But it's nice to hear. It's just like to tease us, just like, okay, guys, you should be here just to see with your eyes by yourselves. We have a second question for you here, Bertrand, about the horseback ride that you can arrange at the beach.
Okay, so it's an outsource. Huh? It's not part of the hotel, but we work with him. But I don't think we are the only one. I think maybe other hotel, other partner worked with him because it's the only one on the island. I think so. Maybe he'll have other information because it's a real Seychellois. I'm just a little French. But yes, it's a company is at the end of the Barbaron Beach. So often we work with him. It's true. And he do like 2 different trips. One trip in the mangrove and one trip on the beach. So you can, if the guests want to experience that, just ask to a concierge, because we have a concierge service 24 hours. So we can organize very easy all kind of activity. We are very flexible. We try to never say no. So yes, we are very flexible.
Everything is possible.
So, yeah, everything, almost everything. But yes.
Almost.
Yes. So we organize that with this outsourced company, but they are very friendly.
Yeah. I would like to know also about the Barbara, about the Constance arrangement that you guys can try for the clients, just like for exclusive spots, for romantic experience. I know that you have in your venues some very, very romantic venues. Can you describe a little bit more about this experience that we can find with you?
Yeah, of course. I mentioned before in Constance Lemuria, this really, for me, it's one of the must to have, this dining on the rocks. But also, I would say there is one very nice, charming spot, which is at the golf course. Lemuria is the only golf course, 18 holes championship in the Seychelles. But not only golfers like it, because there are 2 tees which are overlooking the magnificent sea, the Indian Ocean. And my favorite one is T15, which overlooks Anse Georgette. And from there, we can really arrange some very nice, some dinners for the guests, and they will enjoy a perfect sunset. And I would say that then we have also our restaurants, which are normally really very much like the Diva at the golf course. It's our fine dining restaurant. And there is also the cellar. So we can also organize a special dinner inside the cellar just for the couple to enjoy a really special evening together with our sommelier, escorting them and telling them about many interesting stories about the wines. Also, we can have, of course, some private moments inside the villas. So we do have at both Ophelia and Lemuria our luxury villas. And we can arrange private setups, and we can arrange also some very nice decorations. So as for the weddings, so normally, as Hilda mentioned before, also in our properties, we have different kind of locations that our wedding coordinator can suggest the guests, and we can then personalize, and we can add flowers or bring a small orchestra, or bring, just some instrumental music. But the guests really are really free to discover some very nice settings. At Ophelia, I would say that one of my favorite places to be is surely up on the villas. There is a wide variety of villas available, from beach villas, family beach villas, but my favorite ones in terms of location are the hillside villa and the presidential villa, because again, they overlooks the marine park of Forlonais. And for me, the view up from there, it's really super amazing. And sometimes also, the villas are not fully booked, we can arrange for weddings and so on, some special moment up to there. So we also have our Constance moments, different kind of moments that the guests can enjoy. And I would say also that one of the places that the honeymooners couple enjoy the most at the Felia is the spa village. It's the biggest spa in the Indian Ocean, so it is more than 5,000 square meters. It's not only about the massage, but it's also about all the wet area and all the relaxation and activities that the guests can do. And so I think that over there, the couple can really indulge and just relax.
That's awesome. I have a very, very good images, some very romantic pictures in Constance, Lemuria. So it's like I remember precisely the mood and how we will enjoying that moment there. It's just like super nice to know about it. Thank you, Barbara. And now we have a final question. That one is from Hilda. It's a basic question, but it's a very, very important question that we have here. Hilda, please, can you describe for us the logistics between the islands? Masons is super important part of this movement in the islands, around the among the islands. Let's see, just like that, right? Can you describe for us just like how it's important to have a nice service to connect between the islands, and how you can arrange that for us? You muted.
For inter-island transfers?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we...
Okay, yes. We do cater for inter-island transfers, so that includes, of course, moving from island to island, like from Mahé to Praslin, which is the second famous island, as well as to La Digue too. So we have, we do partner with like Cat Coco Ferry, which is around 1 hour from Mahé to Praslin. For clients going to Praslin, of course, they have the choice of taking either the ferry or the domestic flight, which is 15 minutes. Okay, so of course, if a client is coming from an international flight, so the domestic flight will be easier for them, because they just outside the arrival hall, they'll just do a small walk and off to the domestic terminal to check in for the flight to Praslin. Now, if a client is going by ferry, so they'll have to take a land transfer to go to the jetty, which is around 15 to 20 minutes approximately, depending on traffic, of course. And then they will meet one of our representatives at the jetty there. And then onwards, our team will assist the clients to board the ferry up to Praslin, whereby we'll have another team there to welcome the guests. And to, of course, if they're moving to Praslin, or if they're going to La Digue, they have the option of, it depends on the schedule of Cat Coco. So if they're going to La Digue, they can, of course, stay on Cat Coco and move on to La Digue. But if not, they'll have to disembark and take another ferry, which is 15 minutes crossing from Praslin to La Digue. So there is no direct domestic flight to La Digue. As we all know, it's a small island. So only possible way to get there is by the ferry or by the helicopter. So the helicopter, I presume, will take around 15 to 20 minutes also, from Mahé straight to La Digue. Yeah.
That's nice to know. We have some options here, just like depending on how you are connecting your activities, it's a different experience and a different possibility of transportation. Mm-hmm. That's super nice to know. Thank you, Hilda, for your explanation for us. Mm-hmm. And guys, unfortunately, we need to finish our conversation. Our time is over here. thank you so much for your time, Barbara, Bertrand, and Hilda. It was a pleasure to talk to you here about this romantic destination. They are saying to me here now just to know that the private chats are already available. So feel free, guys, that you are following us to follow more about this possibilities that we have here with Seychelles. So thank you so much for the time. And I hope to see you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to all the participants.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Hello, hello, everyone. Say yes, I'm here in the comments if you can hear me well. Can you confirm, please? Awesome. Okay, so welcome all of you to Seychelles Digital Day and also to this panel called Conscious Luxury. I am Elaine Blatoro. I am the founder of Live More, Travel More, which is a travel blog created to encourage people to value more their life experiences. And I'm so excited to be here and talk about conscious luxury. We have some people asking me to present at first in Portuguese as well, so I'm gonna have a double presentation here. Então, gente, prazer, eu sou Elaine Blatoro, sou fundadora do Live More, Travel More, que é um blog de viagem criado com um propósito desde o começo de incentivar as pessoas a valorizarem mais as experiências de vida. Então, a gente realmente acredita que viver é diferente de sobreviver, né? A gente busca viver de fato. E a gente fala muito sobre turismo responsável no nosso blog. E por isso eu me sinto extremamente feliz de estar aqui com vocês e falando sobre o tema turismo responsável, que é super importante. E tô aqui com grandes hotéis e operadores de turismo para estar falando sobre esse tema, tá? Vou mudar aqui para o inglês para apresentar os nossos speakers do dia. Então, here we are gonna present our speakers. We have with us Lionel Ferrari from Anantara Maya Villas in Seychelles. This amazing hotel is located in Mahe Island, which is the main island of the archipelago. Say hi to everyone, Lionel.
Oi, gente. Bem?
Tudo bem? Ai, he speaks Portuguese. Awesome, Lionel. And Lionel is going to be talking about outstanding accommodation. We also have with us Ernestina Bertarini from Raffles, Seychelles, another amazing accommodation. This one located in Raffles, located in Praslin. And then we also have Aline, which will be representing Summer Rain Tours. just correcting myself here, Maria Alice is going to represent Raffles Seychelles. Perhaps we had something going on that is not Ernestina anymore, but welcome, Maria Alice. Say hi to everyone. It's muted.
Sorry. Hi, dear. I will talk about Six Senses Eu Passion, actually, at Felicity Island. I'm global nomad. I do represent Six Senses.
Ah, okay. Okay, so welcome, Maria Alice. Okay, so to start, I would like to hear a little bit from Lionel. Lionel, what do you think about conscious luxury? What do you think about this concept? And I would love to hear about outstanding accommodation. It's muted.
There you go. I'm back. Well, first of all, thanks and congratulations to the whole team for putting out those panels and those discussions. Very exciting for us to be part of it. I think if you go into the luxury and the conscious luxury is a very interesting topic, because in the history, being conscious is being aware and responding to one's surrounding. And the luxury is a state of great comfort and elegance where you historically don't really care about the surrounding. You care about your own comfort. And nowadays we see that those two concepts are basically merging together, and our guests are asking more and more, what do we do in order to be more sustainable, to be more conscious, to support not only the environment, but to support also the local communities? What are we doing for our team members? What the guest wants to feel that they belong, that they are part of a whole experience. And we've realized that it's been shifting, and in our property forever, we've always focused on offering the guests an opportunity to rediscover themselves. So the luxury concept was always a bit secondary, and our main purpose was to offer them a place where they can reconnect with the simple things. Forget about the ego, the representation that they have to be facing the whole year. And at one stage, we offer them a little parenthesis in a crazy world where they can just become Mr. and Madame, or Mr. and Mr. or Madame and Madame, but just two persons that are here to enjoy a genuinely good time together without caring about what anyone is going to think or what anyone is going to believe they should or they should not do. So how did we do that? We've relooked at the whole hospitality concept, and we looked at it and we said, how can we break it down and forget about the hospitality concept, organize something that is going to really touch them in their hearts? So the first thing was removing any reception area. We don't believe that in luxury you should wait for anything. You should have everything coming to you. So there is no reception. I will welcome the guests personally because they're all VIPs. They all want to be treated as VIPs. And what we're going to do after that is basically bring them in their villas. In their villa, they have their personal villa host that is going to welcome them, and is going to be focusing on themselves only. This staff has nothing else to do than focus on this guest for this whole stay. If the guest is here for 15 days, this staff, the same staff, follow them for all their experience. That allows us to basically focus on this simplicity of, you want something, you don't have to wonder who you should ask for it. You have your villa host, you just WhatsApp, and then it's going to happen. In terms of the whole luxury experience, for me nowadays, it's also about how can I offer you something without making you feel that you have to pay for it. So we've created our famous Beyond All-Inclusive package, whereby we offer to the guests an experience where the drinks, the foods, the scuba diving are already encompassed into the rates that they've paid. So when they come, they actually don't have to sign any bills, and they can feel a little bit like home. And the last thing, which is for us the most important, is the freedom. The luxury for us is a freedom. The whole year you have restrictions to follow. You have to do this, you have to do that. When you're on holiday and you're coming here, we want you to be free to do what you want. So there is no timing to respect whatsoever. You wake up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you want to have a breakfast on the beach, we will organize your breakfast on the beach. So why do I talk about all that in the conscious luxury? I'm not going to touch base much on the sustainability factors, because sustainability nowadays is a norm. It is not anymore something special that we need to do. The fact that you want to avoid your use of plastics, that you want to reduce your energy consumption, that you want to be cognizant of the fact that as a small property, we have the power to reduce our impact, is something that is embodied in everything that we do, and to the same extent that my colleagues from the other properties. So it's no longer something that is special, it's something that is expected from our guests. They want to feel that they have chosen a property that has decided to be a force of proposition in terms of reducing this impact. So what for us, the consciousness is really more about offering our guests, the conscious luxury is really about offering the guests an opportunity finally to forget about the ego and to reconnect with themselves. The luxury is no longer ostentatious, is no longer about shining things, about gold, about diamonds. It is just about my own well-being. Who am I? Am I still in tune with who I'm supposed to be? Or did I forget that because the crazy world has dragged me away? And we want to offer them a place to recenter and say, okay, no, this is who you are, and we are here to please you. And you don't have to pretend to be anyone else. We know who you are, and that's going to be more than enough. So it's really about this. I always say as a joke, we expect 2 guests to come in and we welcome 4. There's Mr. and his ego and Madame and her ego. Our target is to allow them to leave their ego aside and just be able to hold hand on the beach watching a sunset, which is something that to some people is not luxury. For us, it is. So everything that we've done in the property is surrounded around this connection to the nature, connection to the local community. As part of Anantara, we have the Spice and Spoon experience, whereby we're going to bring you, meet the farmers, meet the fishermen, meet the market, come together with the chef, then come back and create around whatever you found, which is locally found. It's all about this 0 kilometer aspect that we want the guests to be able to enjoy. And we're now exploring a lot of other things to be able. It's very important for us that the guests coming here feel connected to the Seychelles, feel that they are learning something about the Seychelles in itself, whether it is underwater, we have a partnership with an NGO called Wise Ocean, or whether it is about going to visit another island, which is a bird sanctuary. For us, we want them to be able to feel coming back home that it was not only an experience in a hotel, it was an experience in a country itself. I think you're in mute.
Sorry. Lionel, it's amazing to hear that. I got actually a little bit thrilled when you said that you want people to reconnect with themselves when they go to Seychelles. And I feel that way because in 2017, I was going through a hard time period in my life, and I went to Seychelles, and it was the perfect place for me to review what I was doing with my life. And then, yeah, later on, I just quit corporate, and now I work full time with my travel blog. So just so you all have an idea of how powerful is Seychelles in a way for you to reconnect to your true self, you know. So awesome, Lionel. Ernestina is now here. So welcome, Ernestina. She's from Raffles, an amazing accommodation in Praslin. So we would love to hear from you about signature experiences. Ernestina, welcome.
Hi everybody. Sorry for being slightly late. As always, it happens. And for the mark below, of course, your internet doesn't work when you have a beautiful presentation with you guys. So sorry about. Well, signature experience, we have many. First of all, I'm representing a property which I fell in love from the first minute I arrived in. Raffles, Seychelles is in Praslin, which is the second biggest island of the archipelago of Seychelles. And don't get misled by the adjective big, because it's not really big at all. Well, actually, just 7,500 inhabitants live there, and it's all about fishermen and some of the locals. Well, 55% of the local is employed by us, so we support the local community a lot, also with implementing career development, for instance. Well, the resort is based on top of a slope where we have built 86 villas, all equipped with pool and beautiful outdoor area. And all of them are sustainable towards the environment. So sustainability and conscious luxury really matters to us. You have to know that Raffles brand itself in 1997 had started a program called REACH, which stands for Redefine Assistance Care Environment, and it means we want to serve the environment at the best. So when it comes to signature experience, already from the minute the guests arrive in Praslin, they feel like they are in a protected place. If they reach us by domestic flight, we collect them with a hybrid car, means using electricity, just to have a low impact on environment. And then after 30 minutes, they reach the property, but they are literally driven through coasts and coasts of local districts, villages, where a lot of colorful fishermen and local produce markets take place, and you feel like you are really in that corner of paradise, which is so pristine.
Just one moment, Ernestina. Could you please try taking off your headphones? Perhaps it's gonna be a little better for us to hear you that way. Can you test it?
Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, I thought the headphone was helping, but I was mistaken. Okay.
No worries, it happened to me as well.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was telling you, so once you reach the property, you're literally in the middle of nowhere. So the property is bedded on top of a slope. And actually, there are several types of villas downgraded towards the sea, and you have beautiful ocean views. Within the signature experiences in terms of conscious luxury, we're very close to some of the most famous landmarks in Seychelles. For instance, we're very close to a UNESCO World Heritage, which is Vallée de Mai. It is a natural preserve where this famous biggest nut in the world, which is the coco de mer, is housed. And you literally feel like you are Avatar. You are in the movie, because everything is really huge, from the trees to the nut to any kind of flora and fauna. And we do arrange a really private experience, because we have our own ranger escorting you throughout the nature. And this reconnection with nature that Lionel also mentioned is really, really dear to us as well. And it's all about reconnecting with nature, respecting it in its pristinity, in its authenticity. And it is for us a responsibility to protect the centuries-old fauna and flora in Seychelles. And we do a lot of activities the guests can participate in. For instance, we support the Aldabra project, and we fundraise money from guests upon arrival if they wish. It's just €1 per day. This is all about recycling the plastic, which has literally taken over Aldabra Island for a while, and we were able to clean up to now over 27 tons of plastic. And we are very, very sensitive towards the plastic topic, because the resort doesn't use any kind of disposable plastic. We just go for recyclable materials. We have our own cosmetic line. Amenities are wooden made in the villa. And we're even super lucky, because on top of the slope, which is like a little hill, a little mountain where the resort is bedded, we get directly from there a water source. So we do also water conservation in a certain way. We do not desalinize water, which is something that I can say it because there's nobody here from this other beautiful place, which is Maldives. But I used to live in the Maldives for about 5 years long, and we were wasting so much water and desalinizing so much water, and the most of these resorts do it. So I think when we travel nowadays, when we pick up a destination, when we pick up a resort as travelers, is really, really important for us to question ourselves and where we are going and what is the approach we're taking towards our environment. I believe in a period where we see all our lives changing, never like in this moment, we are all much more sensitive to it. So the guests on property get to drink the water coming from the source, and if they wish, they can even participate together with some of my colleagues to the bottle planting system, where we literally fill the glass bottle with this water, and we take them up to the top of the spring. So this is the water they get to drink throughout the stay in the villa on complimentary basis. And we do have a lot of experience on property, which emphasize how much matters to us to support the authenticity of the place in the local community. For instance, 50% of our food and beverage offer comes from local produce, which is in season, and the rest comes from our orchards, which we grow on property. We even have coco de mer in our landscape, and we also are building a botanical walk, and we've got a landscape manager who is in charge of taking guests all over the resort in this discovery, in this natural discovery tour. But also one of the other activities, which is really, really nice because we're very close to the fishing point, is fishing. And we do have a conscious approach to fishing as well. Not only we promote the catch and release fishing, but we also absolutely support the fishing of the fishes which are not in the reproductive season, which is really important to preserve the species. So this is just some of the examples. We are green label from Seychelles, and we have won other awards quite important in the sustainable approach. We are also very close to one of the famous beaches in the world, which is Anselazio. Anselazio is just actually when I used to live in the Seychelles and kept myself quite fit, I used to ride there by mountain bike. It's a lovely ride, a bit hilly, so don't wear high heels is my suggestion. And actually, it's really, really lovely to be there surrounded by untouched nature. And this is probably the most Instagram beach in the world. And I know you're very, very fond of beaches. We are too in the Seychelles. And you know what is the most beautiful thing of the beaches in Seychelles? Nobody, no human being has retouched them. No human being has moved one single stone, has added on one single grain of sand. And this is amazing in my view, because I don't know any other place in the world who is doing this, which is not doing anything. Well, actually, I still remember along the coast of Berlin, a lot of local people actually cleaning their own beaches because they say it's our responsibility to keep them clean. So I could tell you tons of things about our signature experience, but I think it's now time to the questions and answers.
Elaine, I think you're still in mute, sorry.
Yeah, I think you are in mute because I don't hear you.
Thank you, Ernestina. It was amazing to hear that. Ancelazio was my favorite beach in Seychelles. I remember being there and Array just passing by. It was incredible, an amazing moment. So yeah, Seychelles is really amazing. Now let's go to Aline. Aline is representing Summer Rain Tours, and she's gonna be talking about new luxury paradigm. Welcome, Aline.
Thank you, Elaine. Thank you, everyone. Actually, good morning, everyone, or buenos dias para meus colegas de Argentina, Chile e Uruguai, e bom dia para todo mundo aqui do Brasil. It's a pleasure to be here with you today, talking about this very interesting topic. My name is Aline Pascoal, and I'm here today representing Summer Rain Tours. It's a GMC boutique in Seychelles that offers the best of the destination, focusing on quality of the service and for the individuals and groups. So here today, I'm speaking in English, but if you want to know more, if you want to, have more information, you can meet me on the chat room. There, I will be speaking Portuguese and Spanish. So after this panel, I want to see you there. Well, the company has been operating in Seychelles since 2017 and offers experience that go beyond the beautiful beaches that we have in Seychelles, but also unique experience inland and at sea. So you can book a hotel room, a cruise ship, a private tours, or organize a daydream wedding on the beach, for example. This country, they have incredible landscapes, but it also knows for its amazing culture and delicious gastronomy, which can be experienced with all the luxury and comfort that the guest deserves. And it's type of experience that Summer Rain Tours is an expert to offer. So, well, to begin, I must say that I made the research in order to better define the essence of barefoot luxury. So I found this definition, and which couldn't be more precise. It's comfort and elegance in a relaxed atmosphere. It's all about embracing comfort and encourage guests to experience the environment and at the same time providing an excellent and elegant and luxury experience in the destination. It's all about days spent with family, partner, or friends on white sandy beaches, looking out the blue waves on the ocean breaking the background. Can you feel it, guys? And nights spent with eating delicious meals before returning to a spacious room, pre-made bathroom, an incredible, cozy, and soft bed. That's amazing. And I found this definition on the internet yesterday. And I don't know for you, but for me, it's not only defines the concept of barefoot luxury, but also defines a lot of the experience that you have in Seychelles. My colleagues here talked about the experience and the raffles and you can feel it when they were talking about it, and you can feel it when you think about Seychelles. But also for Summer Rain Tours, this conscious luxury is defined with only 3 words. That is innovation, sustainability, and creativity. As we know, in Seychelles, we only not have incredible and complete experience in nature. But as we have seen in other panels and presentations today, Seychelles offers you a connection with this unique nature. When you're being able to experience this nature while you're enjoying a luxurious hotel that is also concerned with all the environment impact that it causes, Lionel talked about it, and it's really important for us even today. This experience, this thing that they do, it's really important for us. And when you're in Seychelles, you can experience, for example, a helicopter tour that will take you to visit another island with other activities, full of nature connections. You can make your wedding dream come true with a barefoot wedding, with the most romantic landscape ever. Also, you can be sure that beyond this nature, beyond this structure, you have a culture over there, and you still support this community and social initiatives of this rich and amazing culture. That's important, and all of this becomes a visit to Seychelles even more special. There's a huge amount local and different experience that the visitors can enjoy. And that's the point. Submarine tours encourage these activities, be within these hotels that already work with sustainable initiatives. And this is my parrot. He's agreeing with with my speech. And well, sorry for it. But submarine tours encourage the activities in the islands. And this is the most important thing that you can do for the Barefoot Luxury. For the company, Barefoot Luxury is a special way to enjoy the amazing paradise. Submarine Tours teams is qualified and very dedicated to promote this luxury experience for their guests. So that's why when you're doing your quotation or booking with them, they will talk about your guest in order to understand the guest profile and indicate the best experience for them. Could it be an accommodation in a private island, or maybe in a small boutique hotel, or on a yacht experience? We don't know. They offer the best Barefoot luxury experience considering the guest profile. And I think it's important to feel which one is the guest profile to better offer an experience of a lifetime.
Perfect, Aline. I feel like I can't wait to travel, right? We probably all feel that way at the moment. But yeah, that's so cool. And I'm a little curious to hear a little bit more about from you guys about conscious luxury, because usually this is a new concept, of course, and usually we associate luxury with excess. But perhaps is there a way to be a more like minimalist and have comfort and amazing experiences at the same time? This question is for any of you that would like to answer first.
I think I can go for it. Can you hear me? Yeah. So as I said before, I believe conscious luxury is all about traveling and staying in a resort which is taking, well, footprint. Can you hear me?
Better.
Is better. So as I said before, I think conscious luxury is all about to be respectful towards the destination you're going to, and pick up a resort whose footprint is towards it as well. It means pick up a resort where, for instance, the local community, but also the authenticity of the place is respected and is brought up, is a resort where I can experience the culture of the destination, and I can breathe in the tradition. I can get closer to it. And I can take away this memory and this experience, enriching me forever. As you said, it's not all about luxury, of course, it's about comforts, but it's about comfort respectful of the local community. For instance, at Raffles Seychelles, most of the material we have in use is supplied by local suppliers. As I said before, most of the ingredients we use are supplied by one of those markets I was listing at the very beginning. As well as my colleagues, 55% of them are from the local community, and we want to support their growth. It also means that I go to a place where I can find myself, as Elena was mentioning, is reflecting what I am really. And Yeah, well, I think it's pretty much it.
This is awesome. I'm so glad that I'm so glad to see this movement growing more and more. It's part of my personal purpose as well to spread this to the world and also to encourage travelers to travel in a more sustainable way, reducing their impact to the environment, to the local communities. It's so cool to see that you guys do your best to hire the local community. This is so important. Lionel, you would like to add something, right?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I want to just give credit to Ernestina, Salwa, and the team of Raffles, because we all work very closely together and we exchange a lot. So, you know, sometimes we find like different suppliers which are going more into the sustainability, and we're always in constant communication to make sure that we all benefit from whatever one or the other found. I think in terms of consciousness, you know, when we talk about being conscious, we talk about being aware, being right here, right now, in front of someone. And in our job, I think one of the big issues historically is we believe luxury is luxury, and your luxury is not necessarily mine. So what we've tried to do is to say, okay, how can we shift away from something that's steady and standing still into something that is more moving, personalizing it to every single one of the guests that we have in front of us. Some of them, their luxury is gonna be literally just watching the sunset together. Some of them is gonna be taking the helicopter and doing a full day in a luxury boat. We wanna be able to offer from the start to the end and adapting. I think that nowadays the conscious luxury is this ability to adapt to every single one of our guests and personalize. And just to finish, I think also one of the biggest experience I've had here is one of our villa hosts that was just overhearing one of his guests talking together and realizing that they forgot a gift for their son, and talking together about, tomorrow we need to pass by the airport to this shop and pick up a gift for our son. We forgot to do it. We were so disconnected, we forgot to go shopping. And so the butler just took the phone, called us and said, look, they don't have a gift for the son. So we went in the boutique, took a little something. He put it discreetly in the bed, signed a little card, put it there. At the end of the day, is it something expensive? No. Is it something that the guests are going to remember for all their life? Absolutely. And I think that's what represents the conscious luxury. At this moment, this person was not only hearing, but he was absorbing it and had the opportunity to make an action that had a big impact in the guest's life. And that's what we're all striving to do, is how do we find a way to touch this guest in their heart? And this one is not going to be the same one than the one that is next to him. And how do you adapt and make sure that all of your team is really in tune with that and pushing the boundaries for every single one of our guests? That's our target.
Amazing, Lionel. Aline, would you like to add something?
Yeah, actually, it's a pleasure to be here and to learn with Lionel and Ernestina to see how they can, you know, arrange this luxury conscious and how they can bring with their companies to us. So it's really good to hear from them. And you know, when you're working with the Seychelles team, even if they are a DMC or a hotel, it's really good to see how they work together. And as Leone was mentioning with Ernestina, they work together. Even before the event, we were commenting the topics and exchanging points of view. So it was really good to be here and to learn with them and to have this experience with them. So luxury conscious, it's really important for this market. We can offer many experience for them, and as was mentioned before, from the basic experience for the top one. So, well, it was a pleasure to be here with you guys and learn with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Aline. We still have a couple of minutes. Perhaps we have time for a last brief question. I would like to know if you would recommend one conscious experience to a traveler. Which would be this one? Just one, because I don't know if we have enough time to have more.
Ernestina, you want to go first or I go? You need...
Because there are so many.
Yeah. Look, I think I had the privilege of calling Seychelles home for the last 14 years. I've had the privilege of being in love with the islands, visiting a lot of islands. And it's exactly what Aline was saying. The luxury of Seychelles is its simplicity. It's its connection with nature. For me, the moments that I will always cherish is those little time just alone on the beach, because surprisingly, most of the guests at the time of the sunset is the time they run back to the hotel to get a shower. While it's this one moment where you're alone, there is wonderful colors, there's the sound of the waves. And for me, that's my real luxury of the Seychelles. Another one is close to Raffles, an island called Arid, where you have millions of birds free. You actually hike and you arrive on the top of a granite rocks and you see those frigate birds flying under you. So it's experiences that might cost a lot of money, but at the end of the day, the memories that you're gonna have about it, this emotion you have when you've witnessed that personally, is something that's gonna stick around for your whole life.
Yeah, I think you inspire me, Lionel. Well, actually, I read of all the experiences I had in the Seychelles is probably the more touchy one. Because first of all, the way you arrive is you literally fly over the waves to land on a small sandbank, because the rest of the island is made of peaks and mountains you need to hike on together with a ranger. And he's going to show you where birds nest. You do lots of birds watching, and you feel really you are in a place where just a few have access to. And I want to highlight this, especially in this moment, that Seychelles is one of those unique places in the world where just a few have access to. So it is again our responsibility to treat it as if we were treating our own home. I had the pleasure, on the contrary of Lionel, to have Seychelles as my home for just 1 year and a half, but it was enough. It was enough to fall in love with the archipelago. So Arid is definitely the most amazing experience. We accompanied by private boat the guests directly to the island from Raffles Beach, and it takes approximately 45 minutes. And if they want, they are escorted by a private ranger, as I said. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. It is not done during the season when the birds are nesting, because again, it is a protected island like many, many others.
Perfect. And Aline, what would be your single best, most amazing experience ever?
It's difficult to choose just one, actually. Yeah. But I think I'm going to say that feel the nature. You know, you have the Vallée de Mai, that is the most nature experience that you have on that amazing place. You guys was there, and you can say better than me that the feeling that you have over there to do a visit in the Vallée de Mai, and after that you enjoy a dinner on the beach with your partner, seeing the beautiful landscape, and enjoying a time with them, just hearing the sea and enjoying that amazing food, and talking about the feeling that you had during your visit to Vallée de Mai. For me, is the best day ever, and I think it's a great experience that you can just talk about it when you feel this experience. I think I would choose this one.
Amazing. You made us all hungry.
And also, like, as you said, the food, people, organic, local food, We love that, right? So go to Seychelles at least once in your lifetime. And we are at the end of this panel. Thank you so much, all of you. If you guys are watching us right now and would like to leave some questions to our speakers, feel free to go to the chat rooms that we have available. They are going to be there still to answer your questions, okay? So thank you all so much. It was a pleasure to be with you and hope to see you soon. Take care.
Likewise. Thank you.
Bye.
Bom dia.
Olá! Me colocaram live aqui sem ao menos saber o que eu tenho que fazer. Acho boa tarde de todo mundo, bom dia ainda, né? Now we are going to start our fourth panel e falar sobre as ilhas exclusivas. Vamos lá, vamos chamar então Maria Alice. Volta aqui, querida. Ah, coisa boa.
Tudo bem?
Dani.
Oi, Dani.
Olá. Angelica, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Good. So, Angelica from Fregate, Dani from Four Seasons, Maria Alice from Six Sense, and I'm here out of the blue because I think Natalia could not get online. She had an internet trouble, maybe. And now I'm going to be with you. And I'm so glad about that because even though I have been to Seychelles more than 8-10 times, can you believe I have not visited any of your exclusive islands?
This is just an excuse for you to come back.
I know. And I'm dying to hear more. So I think what we can do here, let's try to follow the same format as before. And I'm going to ask you to talk about your properties. And how about, Angelica, if we start with you and showcase the different options of exclusive accommodation. So why don't you give us a brief overview? And since, it's the last one and people have been here for 2 hours, if we can do some back and forth as well, it would be great.
Sure, no problem at all. Just give me a second, please. I'm trying to share my screen with you. So first of all, my name is Angelica and I'm working for Frigate Island Private in the Seychelles. I'm just trying to share my screen. I hope you can see my presentation. Do you?
Let's try. I cannot see.
No.
No. Are you putting sharing screen?
Yeah, I am.
And then you're selecting the part that you want to share?
Yes, the full screen.
Oh, so I guess it's not available. So how about if we can also send it later? Okay,
sure, no
so we don't share presentation. I'm sure your pictures are beautiful, but we have 4 beautiful women here too, so they'll be fine.
Yeah, they always work a little bit better than just words.
I know.
Sorry for that. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you a little bit about Frigate Island Private. So we do only have 17 villas on our little granite rock. Our island is 2.2 square kilometers big, so just like the size of Monaco. But now please imagine Monaco with only 17 villas. So a very lonely Monaco, super Robinson Crusoe feeling. You will feel like castaway, definitely. The villas are quite far apart. You cannot see any neighbors from any villa. So privacy is really our core. We do have private butler service with all the villas, and we do have 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom villas. Funnily enough, we have more and more families traveling to the Seychelles, especially from South America. So they all tend to combine with safaris. So our 2-bedroom villas and the 3-bedroom villas are absolutely booked very well in advance. But on Frigate, you don't need to book a 2 or 3-bedroom villa because you can also accommodate 3 children free of charge until they're 12 years old into a 1-bedroom villa. I just wanted to mention this here. So our villas are really quite spacious, but what's most important is really the connection to nature again. So nature in the Seychelles. If you're in your villa, you will always have direct access to a beach. If you don't have direct access from your villa, you just hop onto your island buggy and then you drive down to one of the 7 beaches. So you don't need to call and wait for your buggy. You really have your own buggy and you can drive it yourself. Even your children, they can do a driving course on the island for the island buggies, and then they would go and explore the island by themselves. But what's really extraordinary is not just the accommodation, but really what you can experience on Frigate. So once you arrive, you will see that the nature of this island is just completely different than all of the other islands. I've been living in Seychelles myself since 2010, so for quite a while. And I've seen most of the other islands really, But our owner, the owner of Frigate, started with conservation efforts 48 years ago. So our nature is absolutely different than all the others. We have 3,500 giant tortoises on this little island, which is unbelievable. On other islands, you have 50 or maybe 100 or 150. On Frigate, you have 3,500. It's just stunning. I also can't believe it because they're just everywhere. Everywhere you go hiking, you will find them. So we do have an ecology team on the island that takes out guests on jungle walks during the day, but also during the nighttime. And during the nighttime, it's particularly cool because you go with UV lights, and the UV lights also reflect some of our lovely crawly creepies that we have on Frigate. So it's like a little safari. We also have something called the Little Five. So you first go to Kenya or Tanzania to the Big Five, and then you hop over to Frigate and do the Little Five. So there's a program for your kids where they can find the Little Five of Frigate. After your jungle tour, all you really want to do is go diving, fishing, snorkeling. So all of the non-motorized water sports are included, like sailing, kayaking, stand-up paddling. If you go out fishing, diving with the boat, you would pay for the boat. What else can you do on Frigate? We have an amazing tortoise sanctuary where we bring the little babies when they are born. The little tortoise babies, we give them to our sanctuary because we protect them there until they are 3 years old. And then the guests can adopt them there and have a baby tortoise on Frigate. When they are 3 years old, we release them into the wild. And of course, our guests get regular updates from our team. And when they are 3 years old, we release them into the wild. And then they find their forever home. So more and more tortoises again. What else can you do on Frigate? We do have
if I can just interrupt you a little bit, Angelica, I'm so glad. I'm sure Maria Alice is in the same position as me as a mother. And actually, we have this idea that private islands are only for couples and, super remote for those things that, you have nothing, just relaxing. And you mentioned so many activities for the kids. And I'm like, I think that it's fantastic because we tend to, label everything. We tend to limit ourselves to the opportunities we have in front of us. And I always say that. I said, listen, Seychelles is nature. Seychelles is romance because you cannot take romance out of Seychelles. That you breathe romance over there. But since I had kids, I think it's the most fantastic destination a kid can go. And you are saying that on your speech. I'm sure, Maria Alice, you add that to hers as well, because it's fantastic. When the people say, what do you want to do? What is your dream about Seychelles? And I said, be able to take my kids there and really learn what nature is and what they can do to protect and how they can feel nature embracing themselves, hugging themselves since early age, because I think Seychelles is a great example of that. And it's very interesting that you are taking, your time to show family, to show experience, and then exclusive when we think that everybody's going to be so out of touch of everything. And actually it's when you are in touch with everything. It's what you are saying, is what I'm getting from what you are saying. So I think it's fantastic. And I'm really glad we're having this opportunity to bring this other side of what it's really exclusive islands, right? Exclusive experiences.
Absolutely. And also very important to mention is that there's nothing harmful on land in the Seychelles, so nothing poisonous. Your kids can be... You can just leave them with our eco team on the island, and they will be fine if they're coming back in the evening and have dinner with you. So it's really a worry-less holiday, honestly. Yeah.
Fantastic. I will get you back here, Angelica. As I mentioned, I think it'll be nice if we share a little bit of information, each one of us. Well, each one of you, and then we go back and forth with questions as well. So Ma, I'm going to call you now to, of course, step into it, because you are, living the same moment as I am, and looking at those scenes as well and experience, but also showcase. I know that Sixth Sense, not only the location that is super privileged, but also so many unique experiences that you guys added to the whole Sixth Sense staying. So I would love to have you sharing that with us. And I'm going to put you on mute because my kids are very loud here doing their classwork.
Thank you. And again, congratulations, GVA and Gisele, for this amazing event. And, talking as a government, as a country, and put together all the properties and everybody on tourism as a unit, to bring it back, all this energy. This is what I believe, Daniela knows too. Angelica is knowing now, so it's important you to know this. I really feel the importance, and it's honor share this with Four Seasons and Fragata Island. And as you said, I will speak in Portuguese, so all the travel agencies can understand too, the ones from Brazil. So, realmente, Six Senses, ele tem DNA que envolve a natureza, inclusive até, acho que por isso eu estava no outro painel também, sobre consciência e environment. Tá tudo certo, a gente gosta disso e, na verdade, a gente acredita que a marca Six Senses, nos últimos anos, ela tem se destacado como referência mundial, principalmente sobre essa questão de wellness e sustentabilidade caminhando muito junto. E eu diria que o wellness tem tudo a ver com sustentabilidade, porque a partir do momento que você quer se cuidar do luxo com propósito, de você entender isso, de você trazer sua família para viver isso com você, para ter a consciência do entorno e visitar e conhecer e educar, né? Até para que quando você conhece, você viva, você respeita e você quer cuidar muito mais disso. E Six Senses é muito isso. Sobre a localização, como você disse muito bem, Gi, é privilegiado, porque a gente é a 5ª maior ilha de Seychelles, a gente é a ilha de Félicité, estamos na Félicité Island, então é uma ilha linda, a gente está só a 25 minutos de lancha de Pralã e 15 minutos de Ladig, que são duas das ilhas principais e muito importantes para o país. Então, isso nos torna, até para essa questão de atividades, também muito bom, porque a gente tem shuttles durante o dia que te leva para Ladig para você conhecer a famosa praia mais linda do mundo. Então, isso é muito importante e a gente quer isso, a gente quer mostrar o destino. A Six Senses tem isso na sua essência. Sobre Kids Club e família, eu recomendo muito. A gente tem 3 principais praias na ilha de Félicité, no Six Senses. Uma delas é uma praia que tem corais. Então, você às vezes não precisa nem pegar o barco para fazer um snorkeling. Ali você já tem uma vida marinha muito rica. Então, com o seu snorkeling, seu pé de pato, você vai ver as tartarugas, os peixes coloridos. Eu brinco, Nemo, amiga do Nemo. Todos eles estão ali para gente.
A turma toda.
A turma toda está ali. E não precisa nem se distanciar. A gente tem uma outra praia de atividades náuticas, então você tem toda a parte de stand-up paddling, de canoa, caiaque, esqui. E uma coisa que eu gosto muito de Seychelles, e eu tenho outra propriedade, outros Six Senses também nas Maldivas, e uma coisa que eu gosto muito de Seychelles é que por cada ilha ter formações rochosas diferentes, eu acredito em uma viagem para Seychelles aonde você muda de ilhas, porque essa formação da rocha e a textura das rochas, inclusive influenciam na cor da água. É o Oceano Índico, mas influencia na cor da água também. Então, isso é muito legal. Então, você poder ter várias experiências, e vai ter várias experiências no mesmo país. E só aproveitando e contando sobre essa privacidade, e agora com o Covid, as pessoas estão cada vez mais preocupadas e buscam isso também. A ilha é só nossa, não minha, né? Não do Seychelles, a ilha é só nossa. A gente tem 33 vilas. Os tamanhos, a gente está falando de a partir de 200 metros quadrados, sendo que as residências, aquelas residências lindas, que parecem meio estilo 007 também, com aquela vista exuberante para o Oceano Índico, tem 1.000 metros quadrados, 1.400 metros quadrados. Então, assim, as vilas têm muita privacidade, e é um pouco do que Fragate também faz, e eu acredito que Four Seasons também. E essa privacidade é muito importante, porque você quer conviver, o brasileiro gosta da vida social, gosta de encontrar pessoas, mas a gente gosta de ter a nossa privacidade quando a gente está na nossa vila, e isso é muito importante. Essa parte dos restaurantes, falando um pouco de Covid, além de você ter área social e você ter os restaurantes, e o conceito farm to table, totalmente, o valor das comunidades, o valor dos fornecedores locais, e isso é algo que eles fazem, e Seychelles faz muito bem isso, e trabalhar com uma matéria-prima de altíssima qualidade, e trazer experiências individuais também. Então, fazer jantares privados na praia, fazer jantares privados na sua vila. As vilas são tão incríveis, aquela vista da vila que você não quer sair mais, né? Então, fazer os sunsets na rocha. Essa é uma coisa que eu não fiz quando eu fui, quero muito voltar a fazer. Então, a gente traz tudo isso, essa privacidade também, para o food and beverage, né? Que a gente tem falado.
Por sinal, você tem um chefe super bacanudo, né? Super orgânico também, com um foco bem natural, bem dessa diversidade. Mas, Mal, o que eu ia até te pedir, a gastronomia lá do Seychelles é uma coisa à parte, eu acho até que é muito interessante a parte gastronômica de Seychelles. Eu já escutei, por exemplo, a Constance Zan e o Thiago Pacheco, né, o casal foi para lá, são super focados em romance, e quando eles voltam, eles falam que o que mais gostaram de Seychelles foi a gastronomia. Eu falo, como assim, gente? Né? Então, é algo à parte. Mas uma coisa que eu gostei que você falou, eu até vou trazer a Dani já nesse ponto, mas é como você bem explicou a diversidade de Seychelles, né? E eu acho assim, por mais que são ilhas exclusivas, cada um tem a sua característica muito única, muito, e são inúmeras ilhas, são 115 ilhas no arquipélago, mas umas 18 que a gente consegue ir e aproveitar, e elas são diferentes, cada uma tem a sua característica particular e peculiar. Então, assim, é importantíssimo, né? Eu sempre falo isso também, tem que experienciar mais de uma ilha. É realmente importante. Angélica, I'm so sorry, I think you know, when it's automatic, one is speaking Portuguese and then you continue in Portuguese. I was just mentioning that I truly believe and agree with Maria Alice when she mentioned that the diversity, even though they are all exclusive islands, they are very different and they are unique in their own sense, and they have different characteristics. So it is a destination that deserves to be explored in full. Like more than one island, I would say at least 3 that you have to go and visit, because it's true, because you want that diversity, you want that full experience, complete experience, to be able to say, I was in an archipelago, and actually the most beautiful one in our planet. So Dani, I will bring you now to the screen, and you know, Four Seasons has this massive brand power behind the properties, and you know, very well respected and known in Brazil and worldwide. So I think that it's very helpful, and I think I had the chance to visit the Four Seasons in Mahe Paradise, and it's a Four Seasons, but now you have this exclusive island as well. Now has been at least a year, right, that you guys open. And so talk a little bit about Four Seasons Seychelles as a whole, because I think it's the brand is very well known, and I think it's a great reference for the destination to have you guys there with us.
Exactly. Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting us to participate on this panel. It's always a pleasure to speak about our properties. So you're right. I mean, the brand is amazing, and we are growing strong. Even now during this current situation we are all living. So we do have 2 properties in Seychelles, and I was lucky enough to be able to visit them last year. So we do have the resort in Mahi, the one that you visited, and it's already a paradise. I remember getting there and was like speechless by that nature, that the color of the ocean, the beach is right there. The resort was built in a way to preserve the nature, the surroundings. So you are, on that beach in a U shape. So wherever you are, you have a beautiful landscape in front of you. This resort, the first resort Seychelles, it's located 30 minutes away from the main airport, and it's secluded by nature, away from the main road. So you are within the nature in the best way possible. And a few years later, I mean, I can't remember exactly when we opened the Hajj. I lost track of time during this pandemic right now, but it's a little bit more than a year, and we opened the Hajj Island, which is your private paradise on a lush coral. So to get there, it's a 30 minutes by flight, by a small plane. And it's absolutely magical to get there. You are getting in the middle of nowhere, and you see that that vegetation in that amazing place, right? Right there, and it's just magical. It's a paradise. So I agree when you were talking about making an itinerary in Seychelles. I totally agree with you. You need to combine islands and make this trip even more special. So I'm so happy we have the 2 properties there, that together they make a beautiful itinerary, a beautiful trip. They're all different, that you'll never forget about. So it's just amazing to be there. So I don't know if you want me to talk more about the 2 properties, or if you want to, how you manage this, but I can keep talking and talking and talking because I'm passionate.
I think you are breaking up. I don't know if it's only for me, but you are breaking up several times here. And I think it's the internet.
Oh, no.
But no, and I want to hear about your properties, yours, Six Sense, Fregat, all day long. Actually, I want to go there. I already told you that. I want to go there to all of them. And one thing that I would like for you to bring is like, Angelica was amazing sharing with us all these experiences that one can have at the island, right? And I'm sure you all have those experiences too. From Kids Club, I saw the Kids Club. I went to the Kids Club at the Four Seasons Mahe, and I was like, why do adults come to this hotel? Like, you need to be a kid to be here. And they had culinary classes. They had the turtle sanctuary. They had surfing classes. They have Creole dances class. Was like a full agenda. And I was like, I don't want to be here with my husband. I want to come away from my kids to be able to explore all of that. So this is what I think it's very magical as well, because it's not only activities related to nature that you guys have tons, but what I feel in Seychelles, you have tons of things related to culture. And when it comes to the gastronomy, cooking classes, when it comes to the culinary, right, cooking class, or the dances, I think it's fantastic that you teach like Creole dances to kids, and should be taught to adults as well. I remember leaving the Four Seasons saying, why don't you have this agenda of activities for adults as well? Like the couples, they stay there, they talk to each other. There's one point they don't want to talk to each other anymore. They want to do that. And but how about this cultural aspect? I think if you all could, you know, bring a little bit about the nature is like, it is paradise, it's nature as nature can be in the full essence. I think Seychelles, we all agree that this is Seychelles, this defines Seychelles, you know, that word nature defines Seychelles very well. But how about culture? Because when I started the live, the event with David, one thing that he mentioned was like, you know, Giselle, you miss Seychelles, but I'm sure Seychelles miss the South Americans as well. And it's true, because every time you go there, it's overwhelming how nice they are and how much they want to know about you and how much they want to share. They are proud of their culture. So tell me a little bit about that. Let's share this part with the audience as well.
Sure. This is something that I can tell that Four Seasons do really well. So hopefully I'm not breaking up time. Am I? Oh God. Well, I will try to pass my message here. So this is something that we do really well. We have this always this in mind, you know, to preserve the culture, the local culture as well, and it goes from decoration, you know, that we have on our properties. So this is what we call sense of place. You know when you are in the Four Seasons, you know the service, you know that you're gonna have an amazing experience wherever you go, you know. But it's different. You know, you need to know exactly where you are. You need to know that you know what is the culture about, what is the gastronomy, what is typical from that destination. And in Seychelles, it could not be different. So you can see the Creole culture on the decor of our you know, your room, your suite. You can taste the local gastronomy on our restaurants. So it gets involved on all the culture. So you know exactly, you go back home with an amazing experience, with great memories, and you feel like you learned something new, you experienced something new.
Fantastic, Dani. Maria Alice, shall we add something else?
About culture, yeah, you know, I think when we talk about sustainability, we need to talk about culture too, because we need to involve our well-succeed sustainable company are the ones who can include the communities, and this means culture in your daily, you know, in our administration, in our operation. So this is super important, and beginning with our GEMs, our guest experience makers, that will receive our guests, and mainly they are from the destination, so they will share stories, they will communicate with the guests, you know, they will support the guests. So it's not a service that separately, the client and the service and the people and the team. No, there is interaction in a good way. And this is so important, because I think the new travelers, they want to live things like this. They don't want to feel like I'm the powerful person here and you need to serve me all the time and you are crap. No. You are part of the team. They will create the experience for you, you know, and they are part of this destination. And to do a unique, and you know that I have been working for 15 years developing brands with this concept in the Brazilian market. So during these years, the perception is very clear. The new travelers, to travel, they want to understand more about the destination. They want to live the authentic things there, because if not, it will not be a complete, like a life-changing experience for them. So for me, it's like have to, you know.
Fantastic, fantastic. And Angelica, back to you, dear. This is another perception, right? I'll go back to you because you started breaking stereotypes, right? You started by showing another side of, you know, the perception of exclusive island not being available for families, so on. And it's another perception that people have. Exclusive island, you go and you are away from everything else. And in Seychelles, this doesn't happen. Even though you are an exclusive island, you are with the Seychellois, right? And you feel Seychelles all the way, right?
100%. I couldn't agree more. So it's the Seychelles. Well, it's not far. If you just hop on a helicopter or on a boat, 15 minutes, you're on another island, on another world, because all of the islands are so different. And we always try to bring in as much as local culture as we can. So this means that all our villas, for example, have paintings of Michael Adams, which is one of the most famous painters in the Seychelles. And what we love doing, if we have guests interested in arts or painting, we just bring him to the island. And then the guests go into the jungle and just draw with him, which I find very beautiful. Kids loved it, of course, as well. Or we have something called Make Your Own Octopus Curry. So octopus curry, one of the most famous dishes in the Seychelles, and you really learn how to do it from scratch. So this means you will go spear fishing for octopus with our fishermen. After that, you go through the garden with our gardeners and pick some curry leaves. And you really, it takes ages actually, but it's like half-day activity, but you learn how to do a proper Seychellois octopus curry from scratch, which is just beautiful, I believe.
And no, it is beautiful and actually delicious, right? Because this actually is the dish that Constance and Thiago said that they love the most, the octopus curry. But girls, we are reaching out to the end of this panel. I wanted to thank you, the three of you, for being here. Thank you so much for sharing all this information. And Angelica, I want to make sure everybody knows that we have your video, 6 Sense video, 4 Seasons videos, all videos available in the event page, on the event page, so that you'll be able to see what you want to illustrate it at the beginning. So during the panel, we could not share the photos, but on the page of the event, they can go there, they can access your videos. Your contact is there. They have the chat room still working. And we also have all the certificate courses. And I saw, while I was behind the scene, girls, that we already had people taking courses throughout the event. So it's really cool because we know that we have more experts on the destination here around us. So thank you again for being here with us. I hope that was the first of many. I do hope, you know, things go back to regular sense. I don't want to stay in the pandemic, even though I'm enjoying staying with my kids all day long. But I think we all want that horrible thing to be done. But I think we can use these tools that we have and make sure we can be in contact with people all over the world using the online platforms. Okay, so I hope this is the first of many. I hope to see you guys here in the second digital day very soon, when doors are open and the borders are open for Brazilians. Because I must tell you, I will share, take the advantage here, but there was like maybe 2 months ago, there was a mistake sent to the media. I guess Melhores Destino, it's a big platform here in Brazil. And they said that they announced that Seychelles was open to the Brazilians. I believe they got the information from IATA and was not right. You cannot imagine how many calls, WhatsApp messages, emails we received from travel agents and tour operators ready to book. They were actually, some of them booked because they believed in the information. And the ones that checked with us, you know, were able to not book. But so there are so many Brazilians ready to go to Seychelles. And I do hope that you'll be able to experience your properties very soon.
That's a good sign, Jay. That's a good sign. We are waiting for them. We are waiting for everyone, you know. And I would like to thank you for this opportunity. It's always a pleasure to get in touch with everybody. You know, this is our option right now to be virtual, but you know, I did a training about our properties with you guys. It's on your YouTube channel. So if somebody needs to know more about the 2 Four Seasons property, you can go online and check that that training that I did with you. And I'm available for any question. There's so many things to talk about. I'm always happy to answer the questions and go through the news and talk about good stuff. So, you know, just reach out.
For sure. Meninas,
muito obrigada. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
To be open for Brazilians, right? We are super ready. Yeah. And I like what Angelica told about a mix with Africa too. It's great. And a mix with Dubai, it's great. And a mix with many
Turkish. Anyway, Europe, you can come, you can fly from anywhere, just fly there.
Yeah. Exactly. So we are ready. We are super ready. And thank you so much for making this real, Gisele and GVA team, to put everybody together at this time to share this information with everybody. Congratulations. Thank you. Obrigada.
Obrigada, gente.
Now I'm going to
much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
The girls are leaving. E eu vou chamar o time da GVA aqui comigo, só para a gente dar um tchauzinho. Anto, muito bem, Antonella, Paula. Gente, essas meninas são de ouro. Queria deixar bem claro, muitos de vocês já conhecem a Anto, que é responsável pelo trade aqui no Brasil, Antonella, e a Paula, que é responsável lá pelo trade da Argentina, Colômbia, Chile, Uruguai, América do Sul em geral. As meninas fizeram um lindo trabalho, elas estão super disponíveis, né, Anto, Pauli?
Isso aí. Oi, muito obrigada a todos por estar aqui conosco. E sim, como a gente falou, estamos super disponíveis. O delay.
O delay da Pauli é sempre assim, gente, está em reunião, né? Ela aparece depois, ela está na Argentina mesmo, então tem esse delay, acho que se perde no caminho.
Ahí está, fala, Paula.
Bienvenidos todos, muchas gracias por habernos acompañado hoy y bueno, esperemos que les haya gustado el evento, que lo hayan encontrado inspirador. Siempre lo tenemos de GVA con Seychelles e outros destinos.
Fantástico. A Lari aqui também com a gente, estava tentando se esconder, que ela fica lá só no chat, na tradução, né, Lari? Lari responsável pelo mais. Então, aqui está o time todo de trade. Fala um oizinho, Lari.
Oi, pessoal. Estava aqui com vocês, hein?
E agora a gente vai terminar, agradecer muito a presença de todos vocês. A gente gostaria muito que vocês dessem um feedback sobre o evento, mandem dicas para a gente, sugestões. Foi o primeiro Digital Day aqui da plataforma, a gente está super feliz e honrado que foi com Seychelles. Então, dê as dicas, vê o que funciona, o que vocês querem que a gente adicione. E tá aí, o evento vai ficar on demand, vai ficar online, mesmo link, eventos/Seychelles Digital Day, e vai estar disponível, os certificados estão lá para tirar os cursos para fazer, os vídeos de referência estão lá, os contatos estão lá. A única coisa que não vai ficar disponível depois do evento online são os chat rooms, tá? Então, quem aproveitou, aproveitou. Quem não aproveitou, vai aproveitar na próxima edição. Mas os chat rooms vão sair e vão ficar offline, tá bom? Um beijo super grande, meninas. Vocês arrasaram, cada um do seu lugarzinho. E como a Maria Alice falou, muito bem dito, assim, é muito lindo ver esse tanto de parceiros locais juntos e misturados e se agregando e trabalhando muito juntos. Isso é Seychelles, né? Obrigada, e a gente está aqui, a GVA, inteirinha à disposição de vocês para mais informações e o que for que vocês precisarem sobre Seychelles, tá bom? Beijo grande a todos, até a próxima.